Good evening and welcome to the Coach's Box. Ray Halbrook from Livestream STL here. We're having a great time here out at La Pachenga's in Herculaneum, Missouri. Home of the Black Cats, by the way, just in case anybody's wanting to know. But hope you're having a good day today. And we are about to open up the lines here to hopefully keep things on the rails here with the guys here. Gentlemen, how is everyone?
Are we on now?
Yeah, you're on.
Oh, you turned us on.
Hold on.
Hello. Usually turns us off.
Hello.
There we go.
Button.
That's just me and you.
Yeah, everybody else is good.
It's me and you. You know.
It's just Jarvis.
Since we're out of control.
Yep.
Through the wild and crazy guys.
According to the bill.
There it is.
I can't handle all this. It's too much. It's too much. Too much. Can't handle all myself.
Yeah.
Wow.
Where's your backup at?
I don't know. I thought he was going to be here tonight.
You know what
What's
I
up with
think?
this?
No bowler?
Where's your hat?
Oh, where's it at? Oh, yeah, right here.
no,
Sorry.
I-
Man. You guys don't want to see my bald head?
Not really. It's kind of hard with this glare.
Lordy.
That big
I
bright.
can't see.
there it
I can't
is.
see Miller.
Oh,
over
that's
there.
a new black cat.
Hey, look at
That
that.
looks great.
Oh, spiffy.
It is.
Everything was great except
wh-
for the mascot.
Oh, the mascot's the best.
This is the
Whatever.
best part of it, man.
Oh, I like black.
Hey, you shouldn't be dogging the Black Cats. I mean, that's
Yeah,
where you
no.
won your first district title at. Come on now.
Right?
That's true.
I mean, you wouldn't have been there. You wouldn't have won it.
That is true.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I know.
We,
You're right.
It was that
I'm
good
wrong.
clock guy. I don't know who that guy was, but he took
I
care
don't
of you.
You whooped our butts twice this year, so I mean,
this year's a new year. We don't worry about last year.
let's all
On to
hope.
Cincinnati.
What have you done for me
On to
lately?
Cincinnati.
That's what I'm saying. Let's hope it's a new year.
What have you done for me lately, my friend?
I mean, that's kind of what you have to think.
Well, we hope.
Chris Miller, what we got on store today?
I don't know. I mean, are we going to stay on the rails? Are we going to go off the rails?
Well, I mean,
Where is your muscle at, Ray? I mean,
there was this big
I
commercial.
see, I
This
don't see, I see an
it's
empty
like
chair.
bring it in.
That's what I see.
Yeah, I mean,
a
I
lot
see
of
this-
smack talking.
Yeah.
School's going.
You know,
It's like some empty wrestling talk or something.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
For those wanting to know, Jim Powers is not here with us because he is dealing with some things
Scared.
out at.
How
He's not
convenient.
scared.
Bill.
He's dealing with some things out
I
at
think he's scared.
Maryville University.
Maryville.
And
Maryville?
Maryville.
Oh,
Man, that was
But he will be here
didn't take
shortly.
long.
He will be on here shortly
He
via
must be busy.
via the video chat. So there you go.
He must be busy
Busy.
or scared. I'm going
I
to go
think
with
it's
the latter.
scared. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just saying. I mean, I really
Thanks,
was kind of
Grumpy.
We eliminated the timeout tirades because it was, hey, we're off the rails, we're out of control, and you're going to bring in some muscle, keep us under control, and
He's not even here.
It's kind of like that. One.
Yeah, you're kind of like that parent, aren't you?
We're going to hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold
and
it.
a
Don't make me
half.
go to
Hold it.
3.
2 3/4.
Is this like the check marks again?
Yeah.
Man, I used to fill the board up.
I believe
I
it.
used to get
all
all
the check
You better make that second row.
boy.
Get a riding cramp over there with that chalk.
3 minutes and 44 seconds in, man.
Well,
Man, I could name some teachers if they're watching. Yeah, Miss Rosner on here. Oh boy, I bet you-
yeah, if you were one of Jason Jarvis's former teachers, please comment.
We would love to hear from you.
Matter of
We
fact,
would
if you wanted to
love
come
hear
on the show,
only a
tell
few,
some
only a
stories.
few check marks in my past.
Only a few.
Few. That's what they call it these
Couple.
days.
What's a few?
They called about pitchers.
Few is a relative term. Anyway, I think we got some fun stuff
least I
in
think.
store here. We're gonna do some things maybe a little bit different, but at the same time, I think we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight, like we always do.
We're going to stay on the rails.
We're gonna stay on the rails to prove everybody
I'm
wrong.
not gonna.
You've been in rare
You
form
can
since
make
you
me
showed up.
He said, you can make me.
Not as rare form as other people are.
Speaking of which, what's it like to have the freedom during the day to
go to lunch?
just get off the rails?
Get off the rails at 2:15. Must be nice.
Just
Go.
do what I want.
Go. Hey, let's go eat some pancakes.
Let's go eat pancakes. Let's go to the Mexican restaurant. I mean,
They have no idea what you're talking about, right? So I'm just saying.
If anybody doesn't know, happy anniversary to Ray.
Yeah.
Michelle.
Big anniversary.
How many years is it?
25.
Hey.
Oh, that's
And
why
you're here
he
with
was.
us?
And you're here with us?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
See, I
Talk
took
about
care.
the window, Ray.
He said he took care. What?
I took care of it because we went out to breakfast, brunch.
He took care of the day.
Took care of the day by taking the
of the
wifey out to brunch.
Okay.
What
You
is
know,
brunch?
So we had brunch. It was awesome.
That
It was with the
sounds really
original
fancy.
Pancake House. It was awesome.
Is Michelle watching? I mean,
She
she-
watches from
she
time
needs,
to time.
she needs to
Does she?
comment on
You know.
this. I mean,
I mean, yeah. We need to have her run the show.
I don't know if you want that to happen.
I don't know. Why?
She knows how to do this, but
I'm
so.
sure. I mean, how different would it be, Ray? And Ray is now on the spot.
Cue the music.
Michelle, I hope you're watching.
Yeah, hold on.
Cue the music.
right.
He's like, yeah, we're going to commercial.
And commercial. There it is.
Yeah,
There
he's
it
like,
is.
I don't want no part of this.
we're not off the rails or anything.
You know, they say 25 years, and you got to get them a ring. So I got her a ring.
Hey.
We're in good shape there. So that helped things as well for me to be able to be here. So I'm just
It
saying.
helped.
we appreciate that, Ray. We appreciate that.
That's good.
So you say at 25 years you have to do that?
25.
I might get out. Might get out of that one.
I've got a 5-year plan. What? Don't die.
right?
I mean, I'm getting divorced. I'll probably croak.
Don't get divorced. That's all I have to say.
I mean, I've been there, done that.
Don't get divorced.
Paid for the T-shirt.
Lordy.
It's good stuff.
We on it.
Oh man.
We're
got
covered in
Speaking of the
personal
agenda,
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
Wait a minute. Sorry,
what's
guys.
that?
I think I got to be going. I got to deliver pizzas.
And I'll see you guys later. My phone's going off. Anyway, it happens. All right. So,
On the show.
wait, we're on the air? Shoot.
Right?
I thought we were doing something else. My bad. Show prep.
I mean, nobody's even said anything on the screen
I know.
at
They're
all.
just kind
What's
of like,
going on
oh,
with
no, we're
this?
just kind of watching and seeing what they're doing. It's like watching a train
The
wreck.
whole 2 viewers I got on mine.
We want to talk about off the rails or something. I don't know.
They're just waiting for it. Just waiting for one of those accidents on 55, like I saw today.
Well,
Driving
plenty
a
of them.
shuttle.
Plenty
It's like,
of them.
you gotta be kidding me. Almost stopped everything, just sitting still, and it was for one little car that apparently just swerved off and hit that center wire. 17 different emergency vehicles. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. Let the traffic go through.
I
Come
bet
on.
they weren't on their phone.
Well, that probably caused three.
It was a single car accident. There's a good chance.
It probably caused like 5 other accidents behind it, though.
I mean, as people were trying to swerve into the right hand lane, it was good stuff.
That's typically what happens.
Yeah,
I
maybe we should have a
do
third
not
lane.
miss that driving in rush hour traffic ever.
Yeah.
I mean,
I did it one year and wrecked 2 cars. So yeah,
attaboy.
one my fault, one their fault.
Better than 3. So moving on to what counts in life. So here we go. We're going to hit our weekend review. We're going to try to cover some stuff real quick and move on so we can talk about more important things. But Cards get bounced from the playoffs.
Boo.
Thoughts?
as expected. I mean,
Wait.
you get all those runs and in game 2. And
Somebody's on.
It's Miller's.
Is it?
It's Miller's.
Gosh,
always
dang
Miller.
it. You know what? It is actually.
Shooty.
First time. That's the first time.
Oh,
First
shitty.
time.
Put you on assignment.
That's right.
That's all right. Go for it.
Chris Miller will be on assignment next week.
Yeah, it
Cardinals
is what it is.
bounce from the playoffs.
So, again, it only proves they need maybe a little offense.
Well, the sad thing is they scored some runs.
Yes.
well,
they did.
game 2,
Yeah, that's it.
not when it mattered.
You couldn't out hit Slam Diego.
No.
They just didn't have it.
No.
No.
No,
Well, they
San
could've.
Diego had the firepower.
Well, and then in Game 3, it just showed like,
Well, we opened up the gates in game 2, though, and gave
Sure.
them the opportunity
Gave 'em a little
in the
hope.
6th inning, and they, went back to back. And
I saw it was like
over.
6-1. I'm like, all right, we're good. And
would
then
you
bam.
would you let Wayno pitch longer?
Yes.
yes, abso-freaking-lutely.
Yeah, I kind of think that's the case.
And
Go ahead.
I wouldn't have pitched to either one of those guys in the 6th inning.
Yeah.
Put them on. Put them on. Don't let those two guys beat you.
Yep.
I mean, you really only have 2 guys that you can't let beat you in that lineup.
Those 2
And then
guys.
They beat you.
And they
Yep.
crushed us.
Thank you.
yeah, they didn't just beat
I
us.
mean,
They just-
Tatis was just wow.
I mean, you don't even pitch to those guys.
Just give them life.
Just
Yeah, that's
let
good.
'em.
5 home runs.
Gosh.
Well, I mean, at least it's not 6. 6 is a serious number.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
5 home runs.
Well, the question now is what are they going to do in the offseason?
Yeah, that's
Are they
good.
gonna-
Did the Cardinals
wait,
get a bat?
Nothing.
Did the Cardinals get a big
No,
bat, or
they
did they get
don't.
some
They don't
mid-tier?
do anything. They don't do
Mid-tier.
We got
anything.
Dylan. We got Carlson.
I would say Carlson needs to play.
Yes.
If you're going to bat him 4-hole in the playoffs, he needs to play.
Okay, so you have Carlson and Fowler.
Well, yeah.
No, you still have
You
Fowler.
have.
I know, right.
Well, you
he,
don't-
he ain't dead yet? This guy's dead.
My question is, what are they going to do with Wayno?
They're going
and
to sign
Yachty?
him. They're
Well,
going to sign. They got to
they're
sign.
gonna sign him.
They got to sign them both, so you just
Got
can't
to.
give them that kind of money.
Give a 2-year deal.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to.
Options.
Most
Player
consistent,
options.
most consistent players for the team this year.
Well, yeah,
Have
I
to.
mean,
And both of them.
And
But they don't want to
Both
do
of-
this. They won't spend that money.
they'll give it to
they're
them.
poor.
They'll
They'll give
poor.
it to them, and then they won't
Because-
give it anywhere else.
Yeah.
and then they'll get some
You got
mid, some big,
Lindor?
some
No.
some mid-level,
Yeah.
B free
Bounce
agent.
back.
35-year-old.
Some bounce
Like
back.
Fowler. Fowler's a perfect example of the kind of guy we'll sign for big money.
Hey, but everybody,
And-
I was one of those that said sign Ozuna, and all these people thought I was absolutely insane.
You're insane.
And look at the year he had.
Well, because he has other guys who can hit around behind him.
Well, okay, you
Got
have
You only have Goldschmidt and Ozuna, and it's like, well, that's that.
the dude produced while he was here.
I would agree with that. Maybe put a couple guys who can hit with him,
I agree.
and it'd be okay. The question is how many bats away are they from competing
Two.
with the Dodgers?
Two.
3.
I
3.
say 2.
Well, why?
Somebody who gets on base for average.
DeYoung sucks. Carpenter sucks.
But I think
I take
I
DeYoung.
think DeYoung will be fine. But
DeYoung with
can't-
somebody else.
But he's not a 3-hole hitter. He's
Nope.
not a 4-hole hitter.
Well, I know he's not.
He's a 6-hole hitter.
He's your 6 man. But here's the thing,
Well,
though.
Carpenter
you talk about-
sucks.
Yeah, we
Right,
all agree with that.
Right. But here's the thing: are they going to let Wong walk and have Edman? I think you have to sign Wong.
I
know
think you
he's gonna
keep
be
Wong
12 mil.
because
No,
of
you
the
leave
glove.
Edmund at what he does.
Right.
But I
But
think
you
he's
don't
every
have to
day
pay
he's not
Edman.
used
You
good.
have to pay Colton
No,
Wong.
Wong, you have to pay him.
You
He's
pay
what-
Wong.
the best fielding second
I-
baseman in
I
the league,
understand
and
that.
He's going to win a Gold Glove.
Another
Maybe.
one. Another one. Right.
and
Yeah.
he's been.
He is who he is.
Which
Great.
is great. He's improved the last couple of years under Schilt, and he's Gold Glove winner last year. He's probably, I think, defensively one of the best second basemen. You're going to go ahead and there's nobody else out there, even at that 12, 13 mil mark. So you're going to pay him, and that's fine. But that's going to be the excuse when they say we can't get another big bat
Because they have no money.
because
they are
have no-
poor.
now they could
You
get-
got to get somebody to put in left field. Period.
right, but
You
they're not going
can't-
to do that.
O'Neal, no, none of these guys.
O'Neal needs to be the 4th outfielder.
Agreed. Not
Fowler,
every day.
I would leave,
Fowler DFA. Fowler Carpenter DFA.
I don't.
That's
DFA
not going to happen. You're not
Fowler.
going to DFA
I
Carpenter
would
just because
DFA
of
him,
his.
Sam.
I know, but they're not going to
Why?
because of his history
What history?
with the program.
Well, watch.
I get that, but we're talking reasonably.
What have you
I
done
am.
here for me
but-
lately? What have you done for me lately?
I mean, that's the case.
You
And the
can't-
thing about Yachty is you can give him $22 million when he's still comparable with the best players in the
I don't
league.
know that
Right.
we need to give him 22 million.
I said back that was his contract
Oh, okay.
before.
Right.
Now it's like, well, but
And
he
I don't
still
think he-
can perform at a
Right.
high level. Carpenter does not perform at nearly the level of anybody who would remotely play first base or a designated hitter.
or
in the
third.
field. In
Or
the
third.
field,
Doesn't matter.
Or at the
What
bat
does he
plate.
give you? Did you see this?
Carpenter?
I can't remember who when the bases were loaded.
Oh, one.
That was
oh.
literally the worst at bat I've watched, and
Oh,
I've
that-
watched a lot of baseball this year.
Oh, that last
It
pitch
was
he
just like,
swung at.
I'm like,
Oh.
what? Are you kidding me?
Myself personally, I'm going to keep Bader, and I understand you've got Yachty and Bader, and those might be 2 holes offensively, but I'm going to
Yachty
go
is not a hole though offensively.
in this short season. No, but in the course of a regular year, he's going to have his ups and downs.
I would take Yachty
As
hitting
a
250.
catching, as your catching spot, he's an all right.
If
hitter.
you add the designated hitter
I would love
to the
for that
National
happen.
League,
I would love.
I
for
mean,
that
at
to
this
happen.
point, you got to. They're
Right.
going to keep it. For all you
wow.
purists watching, if all 5 of you, if there's anybody here who's a baseball purist, the designated hitter just needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
We're way past all of the, well, that's just not tradition.
Right.
Well, you know what? It's all about the money at that point. Maybe it'll get the Cardinals to actually go out and get a player. I doubt it. But still.
well, Carpenter will be there, DH.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm just telling you what'll
You
happen.
got to be a designated hitter, not a designated strikeout guy.
I'm just.
We got
tell-
enough guys, other guys who can
I'm
do
just
that.
telling you what they're going to do.
I know. It's like, well, he had some salsa. He's important.
Salsa.
Schnucks is a big sponsor.
Make the money.
But what are you willing to give up? Let's say you want to get Lindor for a year. He's not going to sign. He's not
No.
going to re-sign here because he wants to go on the coast because of his bravado. His
Sure.
he wants to go play Bright Lights, big city. So you're going to trade
Arenado.
You're going to
Arenado.
I would
for
trade
a year.
Won't have it.
Arenado has a massive contract.
Okay.
So what?
He's got years. I
Okay.
think he has a buyout in 2 or 3.
Okay.
I would take Arenado's contract and let him do that, and not to worry about it, and have a guy who can be a big bat in the lineup, who can help protect Goldschmidt, or
Right.
he is the guy, and Goldschmidt protects him.
Right.
How much better would Goldschmidt be with him?
I
How
hear
much
ya.
better would DeYoung
Yeah.
be with him? I know that's a lot of right-handed batters, but who cares?
Right.
Right.
If you can hit, you can hit.
You have Long and Fowler. What's
To do
Carlson's?
Edmund?
Somebody,
Carlson?
somebody holds a 25-man roster spot. Yeah,
Carlson.
I think Carlson's going to be okay. Okay,
No,
I really do.
will.
you were
He's
saying
not gonna
left,
be
so
that
I was
big.
thinking of lefties.
He's not going to be that big bat, but
Switch hitter.
but what are you going to give up? You're going to give up the farm for him, though.
I would take Brad Miller over Matt
Because
Carpenter
you
in a
ca-
heartbeat
you
right now.
can't
I'm
give
going
up.
to throw something completely out at you.
Oh, here we go.
What about the bullpen? What are we going to do with the bullpen?
They'll be okay.
Well, you get Michaelis back, you get Hicks back.
Okay, now here, you play all these double headers,
Right.
and you are taxed. I'm
Oh,
not
sure,
making
I get
any
it.
excuses, but all the double headers, all the
And
we're
a
gonna-
young
we're-
bullpen as it is.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And you're pitching 2 or 3 innings for your starters, and you're pulling them, and even if it's a 7-inning doubleheader game, that doesn't matter. That's going to wear on some young guys because it's not the same as it was where take this baseball and you're going to pitch
Well, and-
16 innings, whether win or lose. We got to have you go.
You
the
said
distance.
Hicks. We didn't mention Gant.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
he's hurt. If
He's
he comes
hurt.
back, right.
So, I mean, we're talking
You got Michaelis coming back. I mean, the question is, are we going to move on from Martinez?
Oh, please do.
You know what I
Please
mean?
do.
Please do.
So
But my question is, why?
I don't know,
do we go
Yachty.
out-
That might be a package deal. Yachty might say, I want Martinez here.
Do we want to go
I
ahead and
would say
put some money
Martinez
into
has
getting
to
a big-time bullpen guy?
No.
I don't think so. Now with Hicks coming back, I think Reyes probably, if he stays healthy, he can probably move into a starter role. You've got Cabrera that can maybe take Reyes' role out of the bullpen, but you got to get more consistency from those guys. You got to get more consistency from Gomber, De Leon, Ponce De Leon. You got to get that.
I think Ponce is. He's a bullpen guy.
Right, but you got KK. I mean, there are options to fill. Brebby, I don't know if he's going to be back with the Tommy John, but I think there are options there to maintain that bullpen. The big thing is, what are you going to do to fill that fifth rotation spot? I mean,
Let's spend money.
they're not going to spend money
No,
because
they should spend money.
I would rather them spend money on the bats than the pitcher because
Yeah,
you have
that's
guys.
true.
You have guys down in the minors that you can bring up.
All right, we're going to table this.
We need
This is
bats.
Really?
Period.
You have to hit the ball in
Need
baseball?
runs.
Man,
We need
that's-
home run hitters.
That's novel.
We need some people to smash
Yeah,
it out.
you know what?
We've got a lot of comments here too. So
Hey, Goldfish. Speaking of pitching, passing of Gibby, that was pretty sad. 2020 sucks.
I agree,
Yeah,
especially
you
for the
ton.
Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean you lose Lou Brock and Bob Gibson the same year.
Less than a month.
Well, 2020 sucks.
Well, agreed.
Yeah, shocker. I mean, just listen to some of the stories that I've you get to hear from like Bob Costas has a story about everybody.
Yeah.
But it's really sad, especially for the people who got a chance to watch him and listen to them. Just you can tell it's like your childhood hero has died.
Yeah.
And
Talk about changing the game. I mean, he literally changed the game. They lowered the mound because of him.
I mean, they can raise it now that he's gone.
right.
I mean, it's like, well, he can't hurt you now. Let's go ahead and put it back up. I mean, the year of the pitcher, it's like that's how much of a game changer he was. If that just doesn't say 1968, boom, we're gonna lower the mound.
Yeah.
Because
Ultimate
you're too
competitor.
good.
Yeah.
Ultimate competitor. He couldn't have played in today's baseball.
No.
No,
They
he'd
wouldn't
have
let him.
everybody.
He could.
Yeah, he
but-
could, but he'd be suspended a couple times.
And broke.
right?
And broke.
Yeah,
Because he'd be fine.
Great. He'd probably tell Manfred
He
where
wouldn't
to
be
stick
broke.
it.
He wouldn't be broke because he'd be in the $100 million.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
That's true.
I mean,
It's like here, take my money. I'm hitting that guy. The fact that he threw at a guy in an old timers game who hit a home run. Off
Yes,
of
How can you not love that? That's awesome.
That's like the greatest story ever. All right,
That's like Miller taking a charge at the YMCA league.
Damn it, I want to win. Okay.
And didn't get one of them.
to
Damn.
win the game.
Not one of them were called a charge.
Not one.
Yeah, no.
Not one. That tells you how bad the officiating is all the way around.
Oh!
Hey-o.
Hey,
That's the way it is.
remember that? Hey, remember that, officials, when Herky versus Pius Lancers this
That's
year.
what it is.
He said it, I didn't. All officials are
Throw me on the
great.
bus. I don't care.
All
So
officials.
speaking of officials, I saw Mr. Underwood last night, Charles Underwood. Good to hear him. Good to see him. Hello, Charles.
Yeah,
If
I'm
he's
sure
is he watching?
I'm sure he is.
Hey,
I
my
don't know.
you know,
I don't know.
Is
we
he
have
part of the
100,000
five?
viewers.
Can we see the five?
we have 100,000 viewers here.
I got
so,
15 here.
100,000?
There you
Who
go.
come up with these numbers?
Right.
Sound like a politician.
All right, so NBA.
200 million followers.
Yeah.
NBA is on here. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I put the NBA on there.
I was
The
surprised.
finals. Yeah.
I was surprised.
Are they still playing in the
Yeah,
NBA?
I guess.
There's
Lakers
still
up 3-1. Do the
figure.
Heat have a chance?
No.
No.
I told you they didn't.
No.
No. You know, because we got to have LeBron win.
I didn't know they were still
Oh,
playing.
my gosh. LeBron didn't hardly shoot any free throws yesterday.
Somebody else probably
I
did.
would say Davis had
Mr. Davis, I tell you, he's going to be MVP.
Oh, yeah.
After-
He has to be. That shows.
No, LeBron will be MVP.
No
No.
way.
Oh, yeah.
No, not if
No
the
way.
numbers-
Bets,
not if
side
the
bets.
numbers-
No.
Ray, you didn't hear this. We're going to talk about betting. Side bets.
You're fired.
He muted.
He is muted. See how it is?
Well, hey, Boer, call
Yeah,
it.
Board.
What's
What's the over under?
the over under? Hey, Boer, give us all
What's
the
the
numbers.
odds? What's the odds on LeBron being MVP?
Well, that's,
I'm just gonna say it's just one of those things.
That's
It's-
enough about the
LeBron,
finals.
yeah, let's go on.
Yeah, yeah. Moving
Doc
on.
Rivers?
Doc Rivers, yeah, gets fired. By the way, you're interviewing Doc Rivers and his assistant Ty Lue for jobs. Shows you
Same
how
job.
stupid the Clippers are. Yeah. You got other NBA teams who want your coaches,
Right.
but you don't.
Right.
You're like, well, we're too good to hire these guys. You got to be kidding me. That just inept organization.
I would like to know, but I would like to know in these professional realms, we could tie it into the whole J.J. Watt and the Texans
shoot.
coach.
I saw that today.
Like, it's a players' league, right?
Yeah.
It's a college is the coaches' league, but
Yeah.
pros is a players' league. So, did he have some type of friction with the players? Is that what it is? He wants more control, less. I don't know. There's got to be some backstory.
I don't think there is. I just think the fact that it's one of those. Well, you ain't
It's
won
win or bust.
the championship, and we just went out and got Kawhi.
well, it's funny you bring that up. That's why I say Saban will never go.
No.
He'll
Why
stay.
would you?
No.
Yeah, you're the
You saw what happened to him when he went to the Dolphins. He didn't do anything there.
highest paid man.
Well, a lot of people
public
do it for money, but I mean,
in Alabama. Yeah.
Wait, it's about the money.
Yeah.
Whatever they say, it's about the money. We had this discussion. It's about the money.
Sure it
so
is.
if anybody leaves and they say, well, we'll be closer to home. No, it's about the money. It's like Kevin Garnett when he made that big signing when he was with the Timberwolves. The big, and he says, it's not about the money. It's like, no, it's about the money. He's the highest paid player in the league.
yeah, you're not staying in Minnesota.
Yeah. There's
If
no
it's
other
not-
reason to stay in Minnesota except they paid you a lot of money.
Right.
There's nothing else to do there.
All right, so on to the next.
Yeah.
Local sports rundown.
Local
Okay,
sports.
you
Yeah,
guys-
I'm going to let you
you
go
let
ahead
me
and
go-
talk about the first thing on
I'll
the
talk
list.
about the first one.
alumni.
Well, I am a Festus alum, and
That was a great game
We
to
had
watch.
before we talk about the North County game, we had an oversight the week before. We did not even talk about how Festus took down the Hillsboro Hawks.
Oh,
And
oh,
which,
yeah,
when
'cause-
I was in school, that was the game.
was
That
big
was
time.
the team. That was the. That was
Big
the
time
team.
That's your rival, huh?
You wanted to beat Hillsboro. And Warren Hayes always added fuel to the fire for us because he always picked Hillsboro.
Oh, yes.
Rest his soul. But always picked Hillsboro and always got us angry, and we always wanted to beat Hillsboro. So I was happy Festus defeated Hillsboro. No offense, you Hillsboro Hawk fans, but
If you're a
know.
Hillsboro Hawk fan, why don't you chime in on
go
this?
ahead, chime in. I guess
Chime in. I'll throw you under the bus.
Here, I'll help you out. I know Herky's
They
0
say
4,
your
blah,
bo-
blah,
your-
blah, blah.
Your
Okay.
boss is. He's an
So-
alumni.
Yeah. So,
There you
I'm
go.
just saying. You said you wanted him to chime in, so
Yeah,
he
well,
can chime
he
in.
could chime in too, but I
Yeah.
mean, when I was at Festus, we didn't like to lose to Hillsboro, period.
I know.
Was that a big rivalry game?
Yes.
Oh, just
They were.
I don't know. It's not like you haven't mentioned it. I'm
Just a tad.
Well,
Right.
it's kind
How
of
big though? I mean,
was-
it's like the game.
I was going to mention
you
some-
could go 0 and whatever against everybody else, but that's the game you guys got to win.
Well, that's one of them. I mean, Pius is one of those now, but I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and R7.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but
No, I was talking about with Festus.
I'm talking.
Festus
Well,
won't play.
I was switching over to Herky there for a second. But now I'll go back to Festus.
Stay back in your glory days for a second.
I don't know if you saw the play that Rickerman made, throwing that ball up, and
a-
there's like 3 North County
Yeah.
guys around it. One goes right past it, and boom, right to the Festus receiver for a touchdown.
Yeah. If you watch that game, though, you just thought something like that was going to happen.
Yes.
thought
it
something
just-
magical was going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, and it's amazing. There, you know, not only Rickerman at quarterback, then he gets on the hardwood here soon, and that kid's an athlete, man. He can
Yeah,
play.
he can play. He can.
That whole family's been nothing but athletes.
Oh, I know. His sister was a stud. I mean, yeah.
Hey, who's his dad?
Oh, Mike?
Mike. I like Mike.
Yeah, a great guy.
Yeah, great guy.
He officiated.
Hey, he
your
was
Yeah,
he
game.
was
officiated
a
at
pretty
district
good official.
championship game.
Oh,
too.
yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
He was under the basket.
Yeah.
Well, he sure didn't. He wasn't quickly to make nobody wanted to make that call.
That wasn't his call.
It
to
wasn't
make,
his
though.
call.
I
to
know it
make,
wasn't.
but at
Nobody
least-
wanted to make
hey,
it.
at least he knew how it really should have went down. So Festus with their win goes 6-0. They're number 4 in Class 4. I mean, they're no slouch.
Nope.
They got a great team. Gotta say.
And that's with several guys that are injured right now. They're
Oh,
feature back.
they lost several in that game
Yes.
too.
Yes, they did.
Well, and they're winning with some sophomores. You got the Bradshaw kid that steps in
Yeah.
and just comes in and he's lights out. I mean, they just got a ton of athletes.
Oh,
I mean,
boy,
the,
do they.
the
Well,
kid transfers in from Caruthersville, and he's probably one
good.
of
How
the.
do you find
He
these
is
guys?
one of the best defensive tackles I've
Man, I
ever
wish
seen.
those guys would.
and he's got a really cool nickname, too.
Yeah, truck.
Yeah.
I wish I could get a truck at Herky. Any
You
trucks
can.
out
Dude, you
there?
drove the 71 truck.
I drove my dad's 71.
There you go.
I mean,
There's
hey,
your truck.
But I'm telling you right now, that 8th grade group of Festus that's coming up,
Pretty
lights
legit,
out,
huh?
lights
I've been
out.
hearing that for years.
Hey,
that
my
this
son
what,
plays
about
7th
this
grade.
group of 8th graders.
Yeah, that's because his
My-
son.
my-
I mean, the guys that are in high school now that
Right.
were
it's
when they were 8th
It's because
graders.
McVay's son.
No,
Oh,
he's
he's
in
an
7th
absolute
grade.
stud.
Oh, my bad.
No, he's in 7th grade.
playing
no,
up?
No,
Sure.
no.
Oh, so you got a problem with that?
No.
Because Rouse up.
You hear that, Festus coaches, right here.
No,
R7
Not
North
at
County
all.
guy
So,
over here.
so Riley, we don't want to ask Jason to do the next one, but
wow.
I'll do that one too.
He
Hey,
did.
Grandview beat us. I mean, we had a chance to win it there at the end of the game, marched down to the 7-yard line, 58 seconds left. Probably should have ran the ball. We didn't. Threw an interception, game over. I
Yes.
mean, it was a close game throughout. I mean, that's a game we should win. We had some stupid mistakes. We fumbled a muffed punt return inside like the 7, I think, or 8 yard. We probably shouldn't have went after it, but that's on us as coaches. We got to teach that kid better, and so that he doesn't go after those balls. And we had another punt. We stopped them again. If you look at that game, our defense only allowed one real drive, and that was the one that the punt hit us.
Yes.
Okay, they punt it. It's a line drive, and it hits one of our kids blocking in the back, and they get it. And that's the only real drive they had on us.
Did it?
Very unlucky.
I'm just looking at the score. Did it come down to like a 2-point? Like you missed?
Well, we
2-point
don't.
conversion,
We
or-
missed 2-point conversions because we can't kick an extra point.
man, I thought you'd be out there teaching him how to kick.
Well, you've seen my son kick off. It's not very good. So,
Man, but he can catch.
That's
though.
you as a dad.
He can catch though.
well, he can catch.
He's got good
but,
hands.
Yeah, he's playing guard right now.
We-
but
we
yeah,
have
We have
season
somebody
eligible.
on the line. We have
Uh-oh.
someone's on the line.
Look
there
at his
he
eyes.
is.
ID.
Hey,
Hey,
wait.
there he is,
He-
Mr.
wait,
Jim
we're in the
Powers.
middle of our weekend review.
we didn't
here.
even get
He can
through.
wait. Put
We're
him on
going to
hold.
talk about Valley next, and that's going to be fun later on too. But
Jim Powers, how you doing?
We can wait on that one.
I'm doing well. First off, I want to say that Herky has improved tremendously over the last bunch of weeks. It was a great game on Friday night. Festus is just playing lights out right now, and I tell you what, Rickerman is just an incredible athlete.
look at his
So-
outfit.
and
I can't.
that's right.
Oh,
I wore this-
Oh,
Miller is
I was gonna
loving
say,
it.
he got that on just for Miller.
Yeah, because he's so tough, he doesn't show up in person after all that smack talk.
Yeah, all that smack talk. He's not even here to keep us. We're off the rails,
well,
bud.
here. Wait, hold on, though.
We're not even letting you talk.
when I saw Miller throw the clipboard, then I started to get concerned a little bit.
This is not a safe place.
I mean, speaking of Miller, I'm glad you brought him up. The guy wins the cup I don't know how many times, and he can't bring the dang thing tonight.
Listen, when you have the second most things to bring to the show besides Ray,
Gosh.
you just
A
forget some stuff.
laptop. A laptop.
Yeah, I know.
Laptop, the little
With
boards.
this stupid sticker on it.
Yeah, well, tough.
You know what Miller's
Making the
going to do with the
agendas.
cup? Miller is going to put the cup into permanent quarantine at his house so he can keep it without having to bring it anyplace.
Listen,
That's probably true.
if you win it, I'll bring it to you. How about that?
We got to rename it. Call it the quarantine cup.
The
or something like that.
Hey,
It was in close contact, so we got to keep
just
it.
because the week I won, and I happened to be in quarantine later on, and then kept it through quarantine,
You know, just saying.
and then forgot it, just like Miller. But my wife was nice enough to bring it down to me.
She was.
Nobody cares enough about me.
And the week I won, my wife did the same thing.
I wouldn't ask
forgot
any.
it.
I would.
You forgot it too. So
Hey,
everyone.
I wouldn't.
Hey,
ask you.
hey! If you
My wife won't ever
Oh,
bring
wait,
I got
I'll
a
never
chance to
forget
forget it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, Powers. You back on here?
Oh yeah. Hey Jim. Sorry. So
At least when I tuned in, the show wasn't going off the rails. There was actually a conversation going on, which was terrific.
well, we always have conversations.
If you want to have boring conversations,
That's the thing.
I don't dominate the conversation. There's plenty of other people here with big personalities.
man,
Blair.
oh, man.
Blair.
McVeigh's been on a kind of a rant here lately.
Well, hey, I know a show that you can get on if you really want to talk, Jim Powers. I won't even name the show, but
I will. I'll name it. Main Street Sports
Well, I didn't
needs
even-
some extra oomph right now. They haven't been in air in a while. So
what's been going on with Main Street Sports?
We've been on a hiatus for a little while.
A
right
major hiatus.
now. We're trying to get you guys to catch up in episodes, is what it is.
Oh,
I mean, we're like
definitely not viewers.
Wait. It's all about absence makes the heart grow fonder.
That's exactly what it
And you want some people to be like, "Will we really miss Main
man.
Street
No.
Sports?"
He's gonna wait too long. It's gonna be like Dumb and Dumber 2, and just you
like,
know,
what a great idea this would have been
20
Man.
years ago.
He just compared you and Jeff to
Mock.
man. Where is Jeff?
You sold your dead parent to a blind kid?
And
Oh
Jim
my
Powers, you thought you were going to have to settle me and Miller down, and you got McVeigh over here.
Hey,
Cupless
I wouldn't even.
McVeigh.
told you.
Listen, wasn't even in the
Yeah,
commercial.
you
That's
didn't even
fine.
give McVeigh any
under
love.
the radar. Under the radar.
McVeigh's over there
well,
going,
hold
"Dance
on.
for me, puppets, dance for me."
Hold on, me and Miller are doing the commercial for next week, so anybody's
You
gonna
should-
be safe.
You should have been here, and we just done the commercial tonight. But either way, hey, Jim, you're taking us off the rails. We've been trying to be really good about staying with
I
our
mean, we
agenda.
were actually going down the agenda.
Yeah, we were just boom, 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 knocking things out. All of a sudden, Ray's just like,
What was
and
the
now
first thing
somebody's
I
on the
said?
line.
and he's in a
First
roughing
thing I
outfit.
said, I jumped into the conversation.
As soon as the officials make the game about themselves, that's when it goes completely haywire.
Everybody, look at me! Look at me!
Hey, once again, officials, you remember that Coach Jarvis is not speaking badly of you on the coach's box. Miller, on the other hand, he's got a full
here's
thing
your
of
stop
it.
sign.
Here's your stop sign.
there it is.
Wait till the commercial break. I'll show you. All right, so we have got to move through this. So Valley beats R7, 47-13.
Pretty handily.
Yeah, it was a close game.
Yeah.
I mean, I think from what I've seen on film, I think R7 played well in spots. They had a good scheme, but there was just some big mistakes, and it really cost them.
You know, 2 weeks in quarantine.
Yeah,
can't
I mean,
can't be
that
around.
kinda hurts.
It's going to happen.
Taking 2 weeks off from basketball and without.
Oh, okay. I didn't
really
even
doing
bring
anything.
2 weeks off. No, we lost because we anyway, had nothing to do with 2 weeks.
So, hey, it would be really interesting to see when all this plays out with Valley playing in the same district as Kennett.
Yeah,
I
that
think,
would
did
be-
they get moved? Somebody had said something about, Jim, maybe you can tell us, that because the city schools are now back in, that they rechanged districts already? They reassigned?
If I'm not mistaken, I think St. Mary's is in that district with Valley and with Kennett and those guys.
wow.
So there was.
Whoa,
there was
wait a
something-
minute. That district
I-
became interesting.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I think.
Tell me
that's the
more.
way with St. Mary's got added into that one, and then Cardinal Ritter got added into another one.
I wish Cardinal Ritter was in there too.
Hey, here's a fun one. So I was looking at the football rankings, and last week's rankings for.
Did you look at our district?
What's Lutheran North class?
Yeah, that's our class. That's our district.
So
they
class
went from
3 went
no
from not
games,
rated, not ranked,
53 points in
to
first place.
1-0, first place in the state in the class. Like, well,
And in the district.
How about that?
Playing one game.
Well,
got the most points.
I'll tell you right now, if the Smet beats TBC this week in their first game, the Smet will be the #1 team in Class 6.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's how those guys are voting on that panel, and I don't agree with it. I
for
used
one
to be on that
game?
panel.
Well,
But
I mean,
yeah, no, I
they're
totally
that good.
agree.
If they're that
I
good,
was going to say.
I
like-
even said that honestly this year there shouldn't have been a state media poll because there's just too many teams that aren't getting the opportunity to play.
Media
that,
is not going
it's
to
kind
do
of
that.
going all over the place. But the guys that are on that panel, they didn't want to hear it from some of the other media in the state, and they decided to do it. And honestly, it's kind of turning into a laughingstock because of that situation. And also, like I said, if the Smet beats CBC on Saturday afternoon, the Smet's going to be your #1 team in Class 6 and playing only one game.
How do you get that many points in one game? The playoff points.
Well, you get so many points for a win, and then how many classes they are ahead of you, and so on and so forth.
I mean, that's a lot of points in 1 week, though.
Well, who'd they play?
I don't even know who did Lutheran North play.
doesn't
Lutheran
matter.
North played Parkway West. And I
that-
tell you what, I'll say this. I was at that game on Saturday, and Parkway West really played well. They played, they did a lot of great things in the first half. It's just, Lutheran North has just got a great running back. They got a good tailback. Their defense, they've got
Scholarship
the fourth kid.
high.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you
pretty
saw
much.
if you saw Twitter, I
I
mean, that's
know.
what they are, scholarship
I know.
high.
Oh,
You come here, you get offers.
Recruit you, right?
No, I didn't say that. I just said scholarship high. If you go there,
That was
you
put
get-
out
Oh, you
there.
mean D1.
Well, I mean,
you
I can
mean,
show.
college
We can put that
scholarship.
graphic up on there.
Oh, we could surely do that.
I mean, it's
That's
not
what you
it's
meant.
not undue influence because
I don't
Michigan
have
hasn't
that
come down
graphic.
on anything. I can share it with you.
I don't have that
I think
graphic.
I've sent it
What
to
are you talking about?
before.
The
I don't have that graphic.
district graphic?
No, the one
No,
the
their
tweet that their
advertisement.
head coach put out.
That
It's-
tweet was interesting.
Well, it's not undue influence because Michigan's like, okay, well, let's let it go. Nobody said anything. It's all good.
You think you guys could do that? Then?
No,
no.
I think
Pius
every school in the county would turn us in. Every school.
I don't know.
I think even the middle schools would jump on that too. I mean, it is. I'm not gonna say. It probably wasn't. We wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I don't think it's terrible.
Oh,
See, cue
look
the
at
music.
that. Hey, let me
How much
answer.
of crap?
Let me answer.
We're not even done here yet.
Let me answer Jason Houston's question
I
real
didn't
quick
see
here on
questions.
here. He asked why did Herky move up to Class 3? We got like 500 kids at our high school. That's
7
why.
million
So
kids.
Our enrollment's up.
Our
like
enrollment's
6
up.
or 7%.
Everybody wants to be a Herky.
Well,
I
we were
mean,
one of the
yeah.
very, and also, think about it. We were all one of the very few schools around that were going 5 days. So, besides St. Pius.
Oh, sorry. I
Oh,
said something
let us rephrase that. One of the few
public schools.
There
Yeah,
we go.
Sorry, I
that
apologize.
don't cost money to go to. That.
So I think that had a lot to do with it. I
Oh
honestly.
well, I hear
Some-
they don't
I
at
was gonna
Pius
say-
either. But
I was
anyways.
gonna say, some of them
Some of
don't
them
have
don't
to
pay
pay.
over there.
college prep school. Sorry.
Oh, we got college prep diploma too.
Do you? That's cool. What kind of papers it made out of?
Recycled because we care about
We care about the
ocean.
education. You
Yeah.
care about the environment.
the. Yeah.
All right, so talk about St. Pius. They won an ugly one over Donovan, 21-6, 3-3, and let's see, homecoming against St. Vincent this weekend. So St. Vincent always plays tough. It'll probably be a grind-out game. Should be interesting. I'll probably be there watching.
So you say there's a chance.
I mean, we're expecting to win.
Well, most teams expect to win when they go into the game.
You should hope so.
Except when you're playing Lutheran North
Or Deshin
or Cardinal Ritter or DeSmet.
Valley.
Well, so we'll leave that one alone.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
Father
later.
Father Tolton.
Father
That's for
Tolton,
later.
well, Father Tolton in basketball
Yeah.
on a Norm Stewart
We'll get to
classic
that.
guy.
We'll get to that in a
Ouch.
minute.
Man, that was a fun night.
AJ Agers. I don't know anything
Yeah,
about
so
this.
anyway, I said thrown out some local stuff. We gotta get. We've talked about softball. We've talked about volleyball, but I think AJ Agers has had a phenomenal season. It has nothing to do with the St. Pius thing, because I think the girl from Hillsboro is really, really, really good.
Say Couture, she's doing really
It
well.
says
for
St.
our-
Paul.
It does.
It says St. Pius softball.
Yeah, I just want to let you
agenda.
know because I
Oh,
knew
okay.
you didn't know. That was actually for you. Everybody else here knew,
Yeah,
especially since she plays basketball.
I'll tell you this: all three. I've seen all three of them in the last 2 weeks.
He's gonna hate. He's gonna hate right now.
I'm not going to hate.
He's gonna hate.
I'm going to tell you, Ellie Eckridge is a real deal.
She is.
Ellie
real-
Eckridge is a real deal.
that
And
Hillsboro?
the amount of they had to grind out a 3-0 win over St. Pius last week, but Ellie Eckridge, real deal. But we
I don't
called
give- I don't give out
for
cards.
AJ Agers. I'll give you this.
I don't give out
AJ,
cards.
AJ, no, don't give out cards.
I'm reading the comments. Go ahead.
AJ Agers.
still funny.
we called a 2-hitter, a no-hitter, and a 1-hitter back to back to back with them.
Well,
Wow.
last week,
Impressive.
she had 4 games that she pitched, 3-1 in 22 innings, 3 earned runs, 7 hits total, and she pitched a 1-hitter and a perfect game.
She's the real deal.
She's
as
the
well.
only softball pitcher I've ever watched that drops her own signs to the catcher.
Yes,
Yeah, from
She tells the catcher what she's throwing.
and the batter.
How's that work?
I mean,
It's crazy.
She
She
gives
just
the signs
say,
on her leg.
right here?
No, on her
Oh,
leg.
okay.
She gives the signs, and she'll go through signs.
I was lucky. I was at Crystal when Alex Perry was there, who was
Yeah.
an absolute stud
Yeah.
in softball too. So I got to see some good softball at a time.
Yeah.
I mean, but she's tearing it up, and she's hitting.
That's awesome.
She's hitting 676, and she would be top of the leaderboard in the St. Louis thing, but she doesn't have enough at bats.
Yes.
Official at bats. She's been 2, 3, whatever.
Right, she's been walked a bunch.
She had been walked a lot, but it's just
It's the minimum. The minimum.
The
number.
minimum
'Cause
amount.
Couture would be the same thing because
Right.
she's what was she 6 plus?
Yeah,
600
see, Couture last night walks up with the bases loaded and a chance to win the game
2
on a
outs,
walk-off, and
bottom of the
I mean,
seventh,
she
down
smoked
3.
the ball,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, it was right at the third baseman.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was, and that would have been a major come from behind because they were down 11-3 at one time.
Yeah, something
Yep.
close to that.
wow.
But I just had to say it was impressive, and I watched her play against Herky, and you guys were streaming it, and I was just extremely impressed. And she's really good at dodgeball. Dodge
a wrench, dodge a ball.
She's all by herself against like 6 boys, and she takes them all out
Yeah,
by
I'm not-
herself.
I'm not looking
Throw
forward
an
to playing.
overhand or underhand when she does it?
overhand.
I'm definitely not looking forward to playing against her. this
According to
year.
Coach
That's-
Halley, she's an even better catcher than she is a pitcher.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it's
No wonder she's
And-
calling her own pitches then.
I mean, yeah, she
Yeah,
does.
that's pretty neat.
Apparently, your IQ's that high as a player.
It'd be magical if she could throw it and catch it the same go down. Just
Bugs Bunny?
That's
play
like
both.
Bugs Bunny. I was gonna say.
Hey,
Hey,
maybe
guys.
if it came down to it.
May have to.
And
Jim
I'm
was
not
saying-
sure if you got.
Jim's still.
I'm
Jim's
not
still
sure
here?
If you guys
Oh.
heard this. Yes, Jim's still here. I'll be here for a little while, but no. This afternoon, Misha made a couple announcements
Oh
concerning
boy!
Breaking
the
news.
softball championships and the boys soccer championships. And for fall softball, the semifinal rounds will be hosted by member schools on October 24th for classes 2 through 5, and then the Class 1 semis will be played at member schools on the 27th. Then they'll have the championships down in Springfield at Killian Softball Complex. No third place games this year, and
Wow.
they'll only be playing 1 or 2 games at the most each day down at Killian because of what's going on down in I believe whatever county it is down in Springfield. So they've had to make some pretty major moves with how they're going to do softball. And then soccer, it's going to be the same thing. No third place games. They are still trying to figure out a site that they're going to play the soccer championships at because they're supposed to play at the soccer park in Fenton. Well, he who shall remain nameless is still not allowed
Damn it.
tournament play to happen.
Sam Page.
Who?
I'll say
Yes.
it.
Who's
Sam
that
Page.
guy?
The doctor?
Yes.
Is he like that
Dr.
that
Sam
dude
Page,
off of
the county executive.
Harry Potter.
That's
she
his
can't
job,
say
I
his
saw.
name.
Yep,
I don't know.
Voldemort.
I've never watched
So-
it, but I just hear people say it.
Interesting.
But I think for the softball thing, I think that's great. I think that having the semifinals for at the home schools, I think that's going to be a lot of fun for the kids. But once again, we're in a different time to where you're just not going to have a lot of fans at any of these championships this year.
So my question is this going to overplay into winter sports? Come district play, are you going to hire seeds going to be hosting those district games? I mean, that's a
Well, we only have 6 teams probably in each district with the 6 classes in basketball.
but you still, I think it's boys and girls. So I mean, are you gonna host at different places, or are you going to
Just
host
spread it out.
the higher
It's
seeds
gonna
are going to
be-
host? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I know that's the big question that's going on with volleyball districts right now.
Right.
There's 5 districts in the state that are supposed to be hosted by county schools, and they're trying to work through that process right now. The hope is, now that everything's green lighted, and I actually just talked to a friend of mine that's been one of the ADs and part of all these conversations. Basketball and wrestling have been green lighted. They are allowed to start practicing when they're supposed to start practicing. They're following a lot of the protocols that a couple of the schools have put out. So we're making the right steps.
is the Public High League still playing, not starting basketball until January 1?
I have a
that been
feeling
changed?
that's going to change, Riley. I think that may change. They may move that up, but I still know that the Public High League for football is going in the spring. They did not make the move to come back to the fall. They're keeping everything moving over to the spring. But basketball, I think if they're letting football go, I think they're going to go ahead and greenlight basketball as well.
Right.
Well, when Riley was talking, the music cued.
Always.
So you know what that means. It's time for Ray to pay
It's
the
break
bills.
time. It's time to pay the bills.
When we come back, we're going to probably be talking about some when is it enough? When do you have enough points on the board, and when's it time as a coach to say, let's haul it back a little bit and call off the dogs? Should be for some fun conversation.
This should be a good
Especially
one
with-
for you, bud.
Especially with Jim on here.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So
You're watching
stay
the
tuned.
Coach's Box. We will be right back.
Right back.
Jefferson College is my first choice.
My first choice to launch a successful career, not just a job.
My first choice for classes that are guaranteed to transfer toward my major.
Affordable career programs, 2-year transfer, and high school dual enrollment courses. Begin the path to a great career without paying a 4-year college price.
Jefferson College is my first choice.
Make Jefferson College your first choice for a great education.
Since their inception in 1980, SMCI has always been about high integrity and treating people the way you would want to be treated, just like family. Mostly known as a commercial contractor, SMCI has now decided to give the family treatment to everyone. They are now opening their residential department to the public as Home by SMCI so everyone can experience the home treatment. Everyone deserves maximum comfort in their very own home. Isn't it time you come home? Contact SMCI at 636-337-4444 or on the web at homebysmci.com.
Dr. Craig Rubel is an orthopedic surgeon and fellowship-trained sports medicine specialist who cares for all athletes of all ages, performing total joint replacements, knee and shoulder arthroscopies, and general orthopedic procedures such as fracture treatment and carpal tunnel releases. Visit rubelortho.com or call 636-933-7400.
Jones Animal Health Clinic, taking care of the furry family members in your life. Walk-ins are always welcome. Visit the Jones Animal Health Clinic at 1237 Truman Boulevard in Crystal City or on the web at jonesanimalclinic.com or call 636-937-9000.
You've seen the bumper stickers, like I break for garage sales. I brake for dolphins, or I brake for aliens. If your State Farm agent had a bumper sticker, it would probably say I brake for auto insurance. Because your agent's always ready to stop and listen to you, so you get the coverage you need to help life go right. That's why people have trusted State Farm with their auto insurance for more than 90 years. So next time you have a break, let's talk.
For lower auto rates in Jefferson County and the surrounding area, call me, Sandy Vest, at 636-464-9298.
Get up to $3,000 customer cash on some of our hybrid Toyota models, like a new 2020 RAV4 Hybrid, Highlander Hybrid, and Camry Hybrid. Toyota, let's go places.
I wonder what Coach Jarvis is up to.
Jason! Jason! What's up?
What's up? Bah! Oh, hang on a minute. I got a call from Blair.
What's
What am I doing? I'm sitting here watching the Coach's Box.
This must be a wrong number.
For fine Mexican cuisine, a family atmosphere, any place to watch your local sport teams. Come out to La Pechangas. Check out our 4 locations: Arnold, Herculaneum, Crystal City, and Bonter. Come out to La Pechanga.
We are back for round number 2. We haven't gone off the rails too bad, so we're doing pretty good here.
I would say we're on the
I'll say
rails.
we're doing all right. You know, it's kind of is what it is.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
Hey,
I'm having problems with this. I've got left and right. I've got McVeigh in the right side, and I've got. There it is. We fixed it. So there we go. Round 2. Here we go, and take it away, Mr. Miller.
Oh, we're back on.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
We're back.
And we're back. So, kind of that little foreshadowing hint that we dropped. When is enough? And then we've had this conversation. Your wife has given me the business about how much she thinks.
She never did that.
Yeah.
I don't know what
about
you're
me
talking
pressing.
about.
We're up 30. Not really pressing.
Just trying to get ready for next week's
No, I never would
game.
say that.
Just trying
Never.
to, get ready for the next district opponent.
No,
Get ready.
no, but
Ready for the playoffs.
we only have 8 kids. I don't tell you.
Playoffs.
Playoffs? It was in your tournament too, daggone it. Anyway.
I guess that's why you were still doing
He
it.
was getting ready for district play at home
Yes.
against us. That's what it was, huh?
Getting used to mopping people up on that floor.
No, but anyway, we didn't win the tournament, by the way.
No, but you won a district. That was
Yeah,
more
that
important
one
than
that
the
matters.
tournament.
Yeah, but anyway, back to other stuff. This year, on to Cincinnati. So there's a couple of really interesting scores that we want to talk about. Lutheran St. Charles destroyed Father Tolton 70-0. And Lutheran St. Charles is pretty good. From everything that I've saw and read and heard. Father Tolton's football team, I believe, is kind of new. And they're not very good. Yeah, I think 70's. What's the turbo clock number in football, Coach Jarvis?
It's 35.
Hold on. Carry the. I'm not good at math. That's doubled. Okay.
Double.
Is that right?
Double.
So does that mean there's 2 seconds off and don't stop clock, double seconds off or something?
No, I mean like double the point total. Pepsi Man.
No,
I'm saying is
the price of Pepsi's went up.
Does that mean there's only 6 minutes in the last quarter instead of 12? You can double.
I mean, you would think that it would just continuously run after halftime.
Yeah, it's only a fourth quarter, I believe.
No, it's not.
It's half.
No, it's a half.
Is it a half?
It's at halftime. Yes.
Oh, my bad.
At my previous employer,
I'm thinking basketball is
only fourth quarter.
At my previous
Which I
employer,
disagree
I
with.
saw
I'm always
that.
thinking basketball, it seems. But anyway, go ahead.
You coach football too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm almost always thinking of basketball,
That's
except
good.
during football practice.
I love it.
That's
I love
good.
it, Coach. I love it.
This is a basketball kind of show.
It is?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh.
We talk about a lot of stuff here.
I disagree. I think it's totally hockey.
No.
McVay
No,
is
that's
not
just
a
the
hockey
stupid
guy.
questions
No,
you people want to
soccer
ask.
on ice.
Yeah, you go to trivia questions like, horse racing, water polo. I have no idea. So then you also have, in another sport, Coach McVay had the experience with.
No, I didn't. I witnessed.
You witnessed.
So you want me
I'm
to tell the
sorry.
story?
Well, I mean, go for
All
it.
right, so let me tell you this story. You coach baseball.
Yeah,
you
kinda.
coach baseball. Well, kind of. You coach. I coach baseball. Your son does select baseball.
Yeah, and I've coached third base on
Okay,
there.
all right. So
go home.
Here's go home.
First
Well,
steal.
Speaking
First
of,
base. My bad. Go.
Speaking of going home and stealing, so this is what we got to witness this weekend, right? So my son's playing in the 12U, 13U fall ball and fall baseball. So we're getting ready for our game. I can't remember if it was 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock game. We're doing our warm-ups. We see these two teams playing. There's a lot of errors, a lot of walks. So I'll preface it with that. But we just see this team just continue just to go around the bases. No big deal. They come back. Our team comes back from their warm-ups, still going around the bases about an hour plus later. So you know how you ask coaches, hey, what's the score? And they'll kind of give you this, I don't know, it's probably, 70-0, 50-0, 40-0, one of those things, right? Yeah, right, coach. No, he's like, no, it's 40-0 right now. 40, not 14, 40
And this is
to
how
nothing.
old?
This is 12U, 13U.
Wrestling. Kicking.
Hey, still and so we're like, really, this can't be.
close.
So here's the better part. And this is the whole discussion when I talk to you guys. Still hitting extra base hits, still stealing home.
Wow.
And stealing second, stealing third, pass balls, all that, stealing home, up that much. Now, explain to me.
Well, that other team's just got to get better, Zach.
They just got to get better.
Yeah,
They just got to get better.
They just got to get better.
I don't understand it. So here's what happens.
That team
parents,
probably didn't keep score when they played in YMCA.
Well,
anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, let's save it for later.
Well, we're not doing tirades this week.
But
so-
here's what
Sound
happens.
offs.
A few years from now, we get those kids with that parent group, right? And that's their expectation. Well, run it up, coach. Run it up. I don't. What life lesson does that prove to either team?
I think at this point, in watching and being and seeing different sports come this direction, I think that.
Speaking of beating teams by 70, go ahead, Blair.
I never have done that. Trust me, I've been beaten by maybe like 40 or 5 or 50, but never beaten anybody. I don't understand where you draw the line. Where and when do you draw the line? And in every sport, it's different.
Get better.
And in every sport, it's different. So, and in a baseball game, and you're up 15-0, and you're in a tournament where you can only score 7 runs in an inning. Let's say at 12U and under,
If they have a run limit.
So they have a run limit at 7 runs. You're up 15-0.
Here's the best
You don't
part.
need to do that.
They don't even determine the Sunday bracket because it's pool play on a Saturday, Friday, Saturday, and then the bracket on Sunday. Here's the best part. They don't even count runs that you scored.
Correct.
It's runs against.
Yes.
So the fact that you're scoring 40 runs is irrelevant.
Correct. Doesn't do anything.
Easy.
Well, they had to make sure they couldn't come back.
Look
at you.
you.
Listen to
All
this.
right, I'll remember that when we talk about Duchenne or whatever.
So, is that what you told Tara Lynn? It's like, we just want to make sure we couldn't come back.
Just trying to get us better.
Well, my next question is,
I'm of course joking.
I don't know this. I don't know this program.
Right.
I mean, these two programs had bad blood in the past, and has that program done maybe that same thing to another program?
No.
I mean, you know that people, coaches in general,
Right.
try to prove a point. I've been beaten by 40 by that coach, and I'm going to do the same thing to them. And that coaches have that mentality. I've seen it.
Yeah.
So. At what point is that fair to the kids now? It wasn't fair to your kids when it happened to you, but how is it fair to those kids right now that are playing on that other team? It's not. So at what point do you draw the line? Where is that line?
I mean, it depends on what sport.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, it really does. Because if you talk to any football coach that I've ever talked to, and they feel like they have a good chance of winning, and it could get out of hand, the magic number is 35. They want to get over 35 so they can put the other kids in and let the clock run, and let's go home.
And I would even argue 42, just so if the other team does score, you keep the turbo clock. I've heard coaches say that as well.
It's the same.
You could.
I get
you're
it.
The
I mean,
you're the football expert.
Because once I put my freshman in, and if that team maybe still has their varsity out there, they're probably going to score.
Right.
And
you still want to get to that point.
Yeah,
sure.
And then you can start adjusting things.
Right.
It goes both ways, to be honest with you, because I've had a couple of opportunities to be up. I've also been on the other side of that. And when you're up and you say, okay, you're about 34 points in basketball, I'm going to put my subs in, or I'm going to put the younger kids in, I'm going to let them play, and all of a sudden their starters on the other team begin to press.
Right.
Now,
That's
full court.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, wait a minute.
You haven't done it all night, and now you're doing it in the second half late, and now you start.
And I'll be honest with you.
Uh-huh.
I'll be honest with you. When I first started coaching and didn't understand how this kind of works, I did the same thing.
Right.
Because I wanted my kids to think that don't want us to think we're out of it.
Right.
I have a different opinion about it now compared to then, because at that point, they've already really proven who the better team is. They could rub our nose in it. It's almost like I have to just take it.
Right.
Let's get the other kids in, and let's live to fight another day. Don't cause any bad blood by doing something stupid. And that's what I did, actually. It was kind of interesting.
And there's unwritten rules. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's very
you talk
unwritten.
about baseball having unwritten rules. I think in all the other sports as well, high school related, I think there are some unwritten rules, and I think that's what aggravates a lot of coaches and maybe community members that know about these unwritten rules, that don't hang it. This isn't pros. You can do whatever you want in the pros. You can do whatever you want in college.
Can I throw my bat and do a little bat flip?
Sure.
Jose Batista?
Right.
Do it.
I mean, if you do it in high school, Charles is probably gonna toss you, but
he will.
All you have to do is make sure you have enough petroleum jelly.
Wow. Jim Powers got a little thing to say about that. What do you think, Jim?
Well, the bottom line is, it's different for every sport. Now, baseball, I'll be perfectly honest. If there's a team stealing, there's a team that's doing that kind of silliness, that's uncalled for, because you're not teaching the kids anything.
Hey, there's more etiquette. I've seen more etiquette in beer league softball than I did this past weekend with that game.
Well,
terrible.
Go ahead, Jim.
Absolutely. Well, and I'll say this, basketball-wise, and a good official will put an end to those shenanigans pretty doggone quick. And I'm not afraid to say it. If I've got a team, if I'm refereeing, and it's a turbo clock, and they're still pressing and everything, I don't care if the girl or guy breathes on them. It's a hand check. And I'll have the coach
remember what happens when you guys are whipping.
I'll have the coach look at me like, why are you calling this? And I'll walk over to the coach. I'll say, okay, here's the deal. We can do this all night long, or you can pull the press off.
Yeah.
Either way, we're not going to do this.
But that doesn't happen.
You know,
I've 16 years of doing this.
There's some officials that won't do that, Zach.
And I get
right.
the integrity of the game, but I also get, once again, the winners can dictate and control what happens, but also the officials can also control the game as well.
Yes, that starts from the very front of the game. You know, I mean, and you know, you and I have talked about this, Jim. It's how you call it from the very beginning. If you're letting it go like that and letting them get up and down and play like that and not call it, you know, that way, and then you change that concept in the second half because the team is up 35 or 40. It changes a lot of how the kids react and how the opposing team reacts and how the opposing fans react. I mean, all of a sudden you've got something bigger on your hands than what really needs to happen.
Like in the fourth quarter, you might have a scrub in and he decides to do something stupid.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you, you know.
He sat on that bench and watched that whole thing happen, and he's fired up for his teammates. He's playing for his teammates.
And I'll be honest, you know, the last few years having had that opportunity to control a game in that situation and be up a lot, you know all I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about two things. One, I want to get this game over with, and two, I don't want to get anybody hurt. I'm not thinking about getting my team better. I'm not thinking about executing the offense or defense. It's like, let's get this game over with, and let's get everybody off the floor unhurt. You know, not injured.
Neither of those things are going to happen. You're not going to get any better, and you're not going to teach your kids anything.
Exactly.
You know, so at some point, I mean, you've heard that as coaches, and I'm sure you as an official have heard that coaches say, I'm just trying to help my kids get better at some, you know, we're going to see this down the road, or we're going to have to do this down. Yeah, does that matter? I mean, at this point, that when you're up 40,
when you're up 40, Riley, at that point, guess what? You get the kids out there, you run your offense, you go old school, 7 passes before you look to score. You don't press. You play either zone or man-to-man. You know, and as a basketball coach, when I coached back in Ohio, I was on both sides of it. Absolutely, that was. If I got a lead, my JVs went in, and it was 7 passes. They ran the offense, and then they looked to score a layup. And that was it. That was the only thing. We didn't press. We played a 2-3 zone, and that was it. But, you know, I also got on the receiving end a couple of those to where literally I was glaring at the opposing coach because it was a rival game, and I was glaring at the other coach. And, you know, at some point, it's going to
still am glaring.
Chris has a story he wants to share. Story time.
Wait, Chris is guilty over that. What's he guilty?
No. I mean, I've witnessed a team trying to, you know, run alley-oop dunk plays. It wasn't too long ago, as a matter of fact. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was a team in this area. I'm not going to say who. If you don't know, then, you know,
that's
sorry.
On you. I'm sorry. Yeah.
And, you know, the coach at the time, you know, on the receiving end, I was just an assistant coach, called timeout, looked at the other coach and said, run that play again. So I guess they tried to run it again, and that kid got taken out. You know what? And that kid got a flagrant. But you know what? I bet they thought twice about it. Yeah. Because you know what? It stopped happening. It's exactly why you throw the. You know what? Throw the ball at somebody who's going to show off. I don't have a problem with that.
So if
baseball.
So you're up. So when you're up,
that team was.
So if
we were down 45 points.
Right. So when you're down 40
with
20 or so seconds left, and guy gets a steal, the ball starts to go the other way. Guy that's already probably scored 20-something points in the game gets the ball.
Why is he in there?
That would be my first question.
Why?
And then a freshman from the other team tackles him.
This really sounds like this is personal.
You know that kind of happens. I mean,
it's really.
It's just I don't get why we gotta.
You almost sound like a dad.
I don't get. Well, I was dad and coach that night.
But I don't. One hat or the other, sir.
I don't get why we're trying to get a dunk with 20-something seconds left.
Swing a dunk.
And you're up. I mean, good thing I got to play that team again.
So let me ask you this: do you think these other coaches don't have a clue, or do you think they do and they don't care? Because I can't sit here after coaching so many years and seeing all of the different coaches and all these different sports and talking to all these different guys, I find it hard to believe that they just don't know.
Yeah.
So I think it's they don't care.
Well,
They're
how do
just
you not?
gonna do it.
I mean,
You know,
I mean, Jim, sorry to interrupt you. I saw a team up 50 in the fourth quarter and started their starting 5 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
But my question is what is it teaching the kids? Ultimately, at the end of the day, that's why we're in the positions we're in, is to teach kids lessons.
No, I don't.
Whether
Well,
it's
the
about
one
winning
thing-
or losing, or about life lessons of how to react when you get defeated, how do you act when you get told no, you can't do something, or I mean, all those things. That's why we're in the position we're in.
I feel like there's remember the old Tom Amansky, Fred McGriff baseball. I feel like there's some there's some hidden John Kreese coaching DVD. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy.
You just brought up Tom Amansky.
Exactly.
Where the kid they show the video of the kid throwing for the outfield and it goes into that trash can on a one hopper.
Right.
You know, and then you have Fred McGriff in his trucker hat.
With his trucker, yeah.
This is the instruction video that gets results.
Right, but is it John Kreese coaching?
Yeah.
101?
Well, what, Jim? Sorry, we interrupted you. What was you going to say there?
No, the one thing I'm going to say too is you got to remember this is a new generation of young coaches that sometimes don't know any better.
Yes.
the one I was talking about was a very veteran coach, by the way.
He had a 5-year plan.
Jason, there are some of those old coaches that do that stuff. I know that, but also, there's a lot of these young guys that are fresh. Fresh
Off
out
the
of,
farm.
getting their first job and different things along those lines. And they think they have to prove something, and they don't have to prove something, but it's the only thing that they know to do. And, that's a part of it that really stinks. I'm not making excuses, but there is a different philosophy between, the old school coaches like you guys, when I used to coach. But then, you got a lot of these young guys trying to make a name for themselves. And, how do they make a name for themselves? Whether it's good, bad, or ugly, and putting points up on the scoreboard.
And, Jim, I've been on both sides. And me and Zach kind of got into it last time we talked about this. And my problem sometimes is you have your subs in, and the team's so bad that you're playing, they're still scoring. Whether you're telling them to pass it 5 or 7 times, whether you're telling them to run a man-to-man or to run a zone, the other team is that bad. So then what do you do? I mean, I don't know. If we're talking basketball, there's no shot clock.
Why would you want a shot clock with this?
You walk the ball up the floor.
Exactly.
You take, football, you run your fullback dive. But I go back to this, though.
You run a fullback dive and the guy busts it for a 90-yard touchdown.
No, you don't. You tell by that
it
point.
Happens.
No.
So you tell the freshman that never gets to play a varsity game.
Yep.
But he would have already. But if I'm doing it, and I know the game would have been out of hand by the second quarter. So my young pups would be in the second quarter at the start of the third, and so.
Okay, so it's. I mean, I can't tell a freshman not to run hard.
So
I can't tell a freshman he breaks through the line to fall down.
So listen, whenever I was trying to get some extra points for the kid who never gets to play, who's a senior.
Oh, I did.
And you're just like, that kid is not scoring.
Oh, yeah. I didn't want him to score.
He was like, dude, just let him hit one. Just one. Just one.
No, that kid does not score, son.
No, and I'm not.
So now tables have turned.
I didn't have my starters in. Did I have my starters in?
No,
I had freshman and sophomore out there when that kid was trying to score.
Was Duncan out there?
I don't think Duncan was out there. I don't think Duncan was out there.
No, he wasn't out there.
So I've got a question,
Uh-oh.
and this is for Jim.
Uh-oh.
As an official, when do you know when to pick up on that? Number one, and then number two, how do you? Well, I know the scoreboard, but at the same time,
it's probably
I've been
early.
an official and a coach on both sides, so I kind of feel you don't want to get into a situation to where it's like, well, it's obvious that the referee is wanting to cap this thing off to where nobody's
Have
embarrassed.
you ever seen a running clock in basketball?
Right. But
they do it.
Well, but at the same time, what is something that's said?
Yeah.
What is something that's said, or maybe is it a like a body language, or are you kind of one of those guys that just comes up and says, "Hey, listen, it's time to knock it off"?
Well, I think, I'm going to speak for Jim because, Jim has had this conversation a couple times when we were on the show. He was on the show with us, and he was talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the big thing about it is the communication side of it. I think the coaches amongst each other, but the officials have to take control and communicate with that other coach or vice versa and say, hey, if it's in the second quarter and you're up 35 already, at some point you have that conversation with that coach and say, hey, I know you're up 35 right now, but at this point, one, you're going to get your kid is hurt if you don't knock it off, and then two, I think, what are you proving here? What are you proving to your kids? Yeah. But more importantly, what are you proving to all these kids?
Riley, I don't even go down. I don't even go down to the proving point. I'll just, like I said, if they're still pressing and they're up 40, I'm getting a hand check, and I'll just look at the coach. And if the coach says, well, what was that? I'll walk over and I'll say, okay, you're up 40. That's enough. Mm-hmm. We can do this all night. And I'll say that. And, I'm an official that communicates with the team, with the coaches. I'll have conversations with the coaches. And believe me, I think I have enough respect on the basketball side of things up here, in the area, to where if a team gets up 40, 45 points and they're pulling those shenanigans, they know exactly what's coming down the line when they know that I'm on the floor, some of the other, veteran officials are on the floor, because we're just going to get a hand check. And believe me, the officials talk about it.
Oh,
if we see that this is going on, we will all get on the same page and we will say, okay, we're putting an end to this real quick. It's not doing anybody any good. We'll get a hand check. We'll get a hand check, and then guess what? The coach pretty much knows that they need to pull it off and do something different.
We had a team that's no longer in the Bruce Thomas tournament up at Herky, and they were beating teams by 50 and 60 and pressing. We're talking one of their scores was like 112 to like 35 or 40. Mm-hmm. And they were full court man, full court trap the entire game, alley-oop dunking. Just crazy stuff.
Who was that?
And
I'm
not going to say who it was, but
are they defunct school at all?
They're defunct, I guess.
They are no longer an educational institution.
No, I don't think you're thinking of the.
Oh, okay.
It was not STL College Prep either.
So we'll just save it for the break.
It was not, but yeah, I've seen it happen.
But I think the other thing
I know who he's talking about.
I think the other thing that you talk about, Jim, and then one thing that you as an official are in control of is the outside stuff. You're going to have fans chirping at each other that you're going to have to deal with because you're in the control of the game and the atmosphere at that point. Well, and as an official, I think the coaches are putting you in more at a disadvantage than probably anybody else because you can take control.
But I think it's the rules. I think it's the rules that's set up specifically for basketball. If it's football that has a running clock, turbo clock at half, why is there not a turbo clock for basketball? I think that would alleviate a lot of things.
Sure. I think it should be 35 at half.
Yeah, exactly.
35.
35. Now, I'll go one step further and say if you want to eliminate it altogether, you can do something. Volleyball is the only sport that says get to this number and the ball game's over. If you want to sit here and say, hey, you're up 60, great, ball game's over. Yeah. I think that alleviates some stuff.
That's what soccer actually does that in some states.
Okay.
Yes. Wait, okay. What is soccer?
What is that?
What is soccer?
Hockey on grass,
yes,
right?
What is soccer? Hockey on grass, yes. But no, I know in some states during the regular season there is a cap. There is a cap. I think it's 9. If you're leading by 9 goals, game over.
Right.
Done.
Wait, you don't think you can come back from 9?
Wait!
No. It's soccer. There's like 1 goal, and that's the game.
Yeah. Well,
it's so exciting.
And I think you bring up a good point. Is that something that maybe needs to be addressed? As coaches, I think that's something they ask us every year, and that's one of the things I always put on there is the running clock needs to start at halftime.
But you know what? Yeah,
because I think it's a very frustrating thing as a coach when you're on the other side of that,
right?
Taking the 35-point loss,
and you got to wait because I have asked coming out at half, down 50 plus, asking the officials, can we go ahead and start the turbo clock now?
If you tell the other coach,
no, you ready? here's the story. Yeah, you would have to ask the other coach. Well, let's bring him over here and let's do it.
Yeah.
Coach, you want to do it? Well, I'd like to work on some stuff.
Yeah,
really?
There would be a lot of nudge, winking on my part if a coach ever asked me to start the running clock in the beginning of the third quarter. I would go to that other coach and I would say, "Listen,
and here's the thing:
they want to go running clock. Let's just do this."
We're not taking away from the team that's winning. We're not arguing that. We're not arguing that they're really good. We're not arguing that they're a quality team.
You're not going to press their subs.
We're not saying anything about that, but we're talking about when is it just you call the dogs off.
Yeah.
Well,
when do you stop beating the dead horse?
I got a guy that needs 20 more points to be a 1,000-point scorer.
Well,
Great, then you know what? Schedule somebody harder. Schedule somebody harder so that player gets to play for.
I just want to throw something.
What if you're playing home and home with your conference? Sorry.
Once again, you get 20 some odd games, right? You get 25.
I guess.
So there's 15 more or whatever it is, 18-2. Yeah,
I don't know.
Schedule
it's a long time
games.
since I've been an AD.
Yeah.
Long
hey,
time.
well, but I'll say that here's another thing though. How is that not also on the AD? How is the AD not say as a program?
All right, what are you throwing?
What?
You're throwing no AD under the bus, especially when they're
no,
300 pounds full of muscle
but
and bald.
how does an AD not say?
He don't want you to run it up. He's going to come over.
Oh yeah, he'll come over.
That's
and
what I'm saying.
Be like, that's enough.
That's what I'm saying.
Guys,
as an AD, say, listen, I'm the head of all of the athletics or activities because we can't call it athletic programs, activities now, and say this is not who we are going to be.
Yeah. Wait, we're not talking about sideline cheer.
Guys, I'm going to tell you this right now. That happened up in St. Louis with a couple schools on a few occasions, and the coaches fought back. And guess what? There were job changes at the end of that school year.
Should be.
I will say that. I will say that some of the ADs that had teams that were doing that, basically said, "That's it. We're not doing this anymore." And
yeah, the one that was in our tournament had a coaching change.
Right. Yeah. So Kevin Holly posted soccer is 8-goal lead in the second half. So thanks for tuning in,
right,
Kevin Holly. We
I was
appreciate
off
you.
by one. Come on.
Yeah. Sorry, man. Yeah. Kevin keeps us in line from time to time too. So
I'm
kudos
glad
to
Kevin does.
Yeah. I know you got to check out of here. We appreciate you being with us and everything. So I know you've got a hot date with a phone call, I believe, with Jason West over at Misha. Is that correct?
Yes. Gonna figure out all this softball stuff and soccer stuff and a few other things. So gonna, get all those changes since, by the way, the GLVC tomorrow at 1:00 will make their announcement for basketball.
Well, there you go.
For
what? For like a starting time or what?
When the conference is going to start basketball season, and I will say,
practice?
like I was telling you guys, the
what conference? Who plays in that conference?
Maryville. So, but no, I mean,
That's a secret word
today.
Right.
There's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming down the line over the next couple days.
Well, Jim, we were hoping you were here tonight because every time we said Maryville, we were going to give you some trouble tonight. So we were going to bring up Maryville.
We're going to set you up a little
One
bit.
time.
It's disappointing.
And we had to drag it out of you too.
Jim, I saw a moped leaned up against Lapas, and I thought, "Oh my God, Jim's here." I was disappointed when Ray said you wouldn't get a show.
Wow!
Really? Wow! All right, the moped's going to get worked into the commercial.
Our next commercial is going to have a picture of him rolling in with one, right?
I like it.
There you go.
I like it.
Jim, thanks so much for being with us. Appreciate you, bud.
All right,
Jim.
boys. We'll see you next week.
Hey, thanks for coming on.
Thanks.
Be good.
All righty.
That's good stuff right there.
Oh, Jim Powers.
Yeah, I mean, I think, we've all been on that side of things.
Both.
It'd be nice, I think, if we would have the opportunity to run the clock at halftime in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
It would save a lot of issues.
Yes, it would.
I mean, across the board, it'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if the officials want to come over and start the conversation, if coaches don't want to do it, and I get it, you want your kids to feel like they have a shot. You go in the locker room at halftime and you're like, hey, let's take it one point at a time. We can come back, and in the back of your mind, you're probably like, man, I'm so full of it right now. But I've been there. But at the same time, you're trying to keep your kids motivated. There is a certain point where, let's live to fight another day.
As a coach, would you want to see Misha go to where if you're up 60, the game's off, game's over?
Yeah, or whatever the magic number is.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I would say.
I really feel. I think it kind of depends on how easily they got to that, because then that would tell you just how really good. I know you can't measure that. It has to be a blanket number.
That's a tough one. Yeah.
But I'm saying is at
probably
this point,
so.
if you're up 60 points at any point in the game,
okay,
you're going to win.
So I've been down 60 points to a team that had Otto Porter Jr. Playing on it.
Yeah.
Who got to walk out on the court against us in the fourth quarter. One of my best friends of all time was coaching on the other side. And he gave me we're going to get ready for districts kind of crap. And this was also in November. So I just told him as we were shaking hands, in so many words, if you ever do anything like that again, I'll probably
sweep the leg.
No, not sweep. I really told him he's lucky I didn't just beat the absolute hell out of him.
Yeah.
There it is.
He tried to talk to me in the hospitality room. I said, just walk away, man.
Yeah.
It's not cool.
Yeah.
It's
but
just
see,
not.
that's where I go back to. So are you telling me that coaches are they just that blind to it? Or
No, they don't
ignorant
care.
to it? Or they just don't care?
They don't care. I mean, and depending on what rivalry it is, and
it's even worse,
and who the coach may be, and what your past may be with that person, or I mean, I don't know, or they're new at the school they're at, or whatever.
I mean, you really shouldn't hold it against the coach as a coach. I think what Riley said, because
hold on, back up
as the coach. When you're saying when a team whips you and you want to prove a point. When you have the team to do it to them, these might not be the same kids.
Right.
And they are doing things. It goes back to the A Few Good Men thing. You're doing what you're told to do. I mean, really.
Yeah. The kids?
The kids are doing what they're told to do.
It's not the kids' fault.
So you can't. Do you hold it, like you said, do you hold it against the kids who weren't a part of that?
Right.
When it was their directive.
I mean, I've had it.
I do have that conversation with the coach.
I've had it done to me. Okay, I've been beaten by 45 and still pressing and up 45 in the fourth quarter, regardless of who's in the game or not. Okay, and then I've had my opportunity to beat that same coach or that same team by 45 and run up the score. But consciously, I can't do that. Just simply for the fact that those are kids out there that had no idea that happened 12 years ago. You know, they were kindergartner or 4 or 5 years old.
Man, what if it happened the year before?
But I mean, if I still don't even think that I could do that. Just consciously, because I don't know that those kids know that situation. And you know, I
tell you, I'd feel that way about certain people.
And at some point,
but there's one that I would do it.
But there's an opportunity that you're going to get.
He's sitting right next to you, right?
No.
But I mean, I think it's a conversation that you, as coaches, man to man, need to have.
I agree with that. But that some people are just a little passive aggressive, and I think it's something that's like, listen, you can never do that again.
Yeah. And then
just go from there. You fill in the blank at this point. It's a family show. I don't want to say.
But that's the thing, though. But it goes on year, we
haven't had it said it yet.
Year after year after year, and
it's
that's why.
happened.
Well, that's why you nip it in the bud. That's why you nip it in the bud.
Yeah.
Well, you see it more of it. I think we've seen more of those.
I know you're looking at me.
You know,
I know it.
120 to 12.
You're seeing a lot of that.
More now,
yes.
I think, in the last 5 years than we've seen ever. And I don't. Is it because of scheduling?
COVID.
It's not.
No,
not this year.
Part of it's scheduling.
But
depending on what scheduling could be.
COVID.
I mean, but you also got to think about scheduling. But is it maybe a team that is in your conference and you got to play them twice, and they've just started up a school just started up and they're just the first year of having varsity athletes. I mean, all those things come into play. I think I've seen more of it in the last 5 years than I've seen in my 17 years coaching.
You can go back and you can make them pass the ball around all these different times. And you say, if the freshman never gets a chance to do it, well, hell yeah. I said nothing but layups. You shoot a three, when you hear that buzzer, you're coming out. And I tell them at the time
we were talking about football when I said that, and we were talking about a dive.
Yeah.
Dive.
QB sneak, fall down.
Dive. If you run more than 10 yards without falling down and
Right.
it's just you and Jesus out there, then, yeah, you're coming out of the game.
Yeah.
Because then every time we get a chance to set up, use the play clock.
Yep. Run it down. Run your QB sneak.
Yep.
I'm not ever going to tell my running back to fall down. Not going to do it. A freshman running back in a game.
But what?
I'm not.
When did you sub him? That's my question.
Yeah, that's the
he needs to
question.
be in.
I've
the
been in
second
games
quarter.
where it's been bad enough that they were in the second quarter. So
Okay.
what are you supposed to do?
Let him play hard until the fourth quarter, and then you put somebody else in there. And then
There's
you put
got to be
in
somebody
there.
else.
There's always somebody
There's
else.
somebody else.
there's
who
not
can-
always
Always.
someone else.
Listen,
There
you can
is.
put William the
There
Fridge.
is. Yes, you can.
Perry.
Have
put
you
the
seen
cowboy.
the sidelines of a Class 2 and Class 1 schools
Listen,
right
then-
now?
there's
Hey,
got to be a lineman in there
There's
who
a
wants to carry the
lineman.
ball.
There's somebody. There's
Listen, do you want to carry the
somebody
ball?
else. Yeah.
Do you want to carry the ball?
Yeah.
Oh, and I've been there and done that too.
You find the manager, you give him a jersey, you make him carry the ball. You listen, you've been carrying the water,
You
now you carry the ball.
put a jersey on Coach Jarvis. Hey, get out there.
Oh, shoot, wait. Just throwing kids around. Reliving his old days.
And I'm not sitting there saying I want to beat somebody that bad. I'm just saying you've already done that. I mean,
Then the game should be over with. Because if you've already done that, the game should be over with.
I hope so. I'd hope so.
I'd hope
Because
so.
you're
Really
saying
quiet.
because what you're saying is
I'm not going
Like-
to tell my freshman to dive on the ground. I'm not going to do it. If it's in the third quarter and there's 4 minutes left in the third quarter and we're up 60-10, I'm going to say, well, just fall down. What?
run out of bounds.
Okay, maybe run out of bounds, but I'm not going to tell them to fall down.
What?
Run out of
I think you're
yeah, you're being
you're
very
too literal.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying.
You're being too literal.
Okay, trip and fall. I mean,
What? No, run out of bounds.
run out of bounds.
But here's the thing,
okay, so
though.
then you get yelled at for running a sweep. I played against coaches that have yelled about it.
Well, you know what?
But if you're-
6 in
if
one
you're-
hand, half dozen in the other. What are you going to complain about? Do you want me to tell him to go to the end zone? That's what I tell him.
But if you're running a sweep for 2 yards, you're running a sweep for 2 yards. I mean, it's controllable. That's the thing. As a play caller in football, you have control to sit here and say, "This is what we're going to do."
We're going to kneel on the first one. and then-
Well, no, I'm not saying that. But I still say, I think if you're going to run a QB sneak, there's probably a good chance that they can make that tackle.
Okay, great.
Then run a QB sneak and let them make the tackle.
Should
Yeah,
make
maybe.
that tackle.
Maybe there's a reason why they're down so much.
Why are you all so? You guys are all so serious tonight.
This is a
Why so
serious
serious?
subject,
It
Ray.
is
Why
I think it is
so
I think it is because I don't know.
We all
Because
feel different.
We're in a
little bit
we're in a
different
pandemic,
about
but
it.
this is an epidemic. This is an epidemic
Oh,
in
whoa,
sports. You like
whoa.
that? Ooh.
Ooh.
I think it's time to pay some bills, Ray. I think it's time to pay
Wait,
some
it's
bills,
like
Ray.
8:30.
I know. It's time. Time to end the show.
No, we got another segment here.
What?
We're gonna have to make it quick.
Well,
Great
we'll
game.
have to do trivia, and then we'll finish
That
with our
takes
new
too long.
segment.
We just do that. We'll skip trivia since you didn't bring the cup.
No, let's do the trivia.
I want to celebrate with the cup.
Well, you got to win it. You have to win it.
I
first.
know, and it was going to be tonight, but you were scared and magically forgot.
I mean,
the
if
cup.
you were having to win tonight, I mean, not having the cup here is not going to change that you might have finally got off the losing skid.
Oh.
You can still jump up and down and run a victory lap around.
I think if you win the cup, you got to call Tilden tomorrow and say, "Hey, he needs to bring it down to North County and present it
No,
to you."
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go drop it off the doorstep of Jefferson R7. So when you come up there, you can just pick it up.
Okay.
Or let's go to your house and put it in the mailbox.
I think it'd be funnier if you had to go to North County.
I'd be funnier if I had to go to R7. And
I was going to say, I think it'd be way more interesting if you would
Yeah,
have
they
fun.
down there. They
Bring your
win it.
cards with you.
Well, they make it-
well, my bad.
I give high fives.
A high five.
We
my
may
bad.
get some of those mineral area guys down there
Oh
to
my
watch
gosh.
us.
We are off the rails. Just a tick. here.
Doubt it. Doubt it.
You're watching the Coach's Box. We'll be right back.
Jefferson College is my first choice.
My first choice to launch a successful career, not just a job.
My first choice to learn skills, to earn money, not owe money.
Affordable career programs, 2-year transfer, and high school dual enrollment courses. Begin the path to a great career without paying a 4-year college price.
Jefferson College is my first choice.
My first choice. My first choice. Make Jefferson College your first choice for a great education.
Since their inception in 1980, SMCI has always been about high integrity and treating people the way you would want to be treated, just like family. Mostly known as a commercial contractor, SMCI has now decided to give the family treatment to everyone. They are now opening their residential department to the public as Home by SMCI so everyone can experience the home treatment. Everyone deserves maximum comfort in their very own home. Isn't it time you come home? Contact SMCI at 636-337-4444 or on the web at homebysmci.com.
Dr. Craig Rubel is an orthopedic surgeon and fellowship-trained sports medicine specialist who cares for all athletes of all ages, performing total joint replacements, knee and shoulder arthroscopies, and general orthopedic procedures such as fracture treatment and carpal tunnel releases. Visit rubelortho.com or call 636-933-7400.
Everyone, this is Chris Miller from the Coach's Box, and if you're needing some gear for your teams, or you're needing some hats embroidered, or you just need some custom masks done or something like that, I've got the hookup for you, and that's Look at That Shirt. No, I'm not telling you to look at that shirt. It's the name of the business, Look at That Shirt. They offer a wide range of services from screen printing to transfers, embroidery, sublimated items, which are great for personalized gifts for weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, baby showers, or just to say how stinking great you actually are, or someone else. The best part about Look at That Shirt is their service. They provide quality you'd expect from a huge company, but also the service and satisfaction you feel as if you're their only client. So the next time you or someone you know is looking for some printing to be done, you can tell them to look at that shirt. And you need to give them a call at 573-598-4207 or simply follow their Facebook page, Look at That Shirt LLC. Trust me, you won't regret it.
To $3,000 customer cash on some of our hybrid Toyota models, like a new 2020 RAV4 Hybrid, Highlander Hybrid, and Camry Hybrid. Toyota, let's go places.
For fine Mexican cuisine, a family atmosphere, and a place to watch your local sport teams. Come out to La Pechangas. Check out our 4 locations: Arnold, Herculaneum, Crystal City, and Monterrey. Come out to La Pechanga.
We're back again for our final segment here. We're going to jump into, are we going to jump in straight into trivia?
No, we're skipping.
Oh,
No, I dropped the ball.
Uh-oh.
I
What are we going to
dropped
do
the
here?
ball.
We're going to go on to our new segment. It's called Sound Off 60.
I think he
Sound
was
Off
jealous I kept the cup for 2 weeks. So,
So I think new rule is everyone who wins gets it for 2 weeks.
Sound off 60.
You're like,
Here
you
we go.
started a trend.
Didn't mean
Trendsetter.
So, Chris, go ahead and say what the Sound Off 60 is all about.
Okay, so basically, since we couldn't have the tirade because we're getting off the rails, gosh, it's not a safe place here. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to let each coach get their 60 seconds uninterrupted, because we all have a tendency to do that, where they get to sound off about whatever they want.
Positive or negative.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to be
whatever you
a
want.
tirade.
And then we'll just kind of rebuttal after they're finished.
So we get 2 minutes as a
collective group
to rebuttal what they said.
And unlike the presidential debate, please mind the rules.
Well, we have somebody that can actually mute
us.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
microphone.
Can you actually do that?
I will mute the
Everyone
clock
but
once
except for one person that's talking.
All right.
That's right.
I'm going to start with Jason Jarvis.
Man,
why does he always do this?
Because you were on fire earlier.
Because my camera was on you, and your time starts now.
It's like, all right.
I'm in no hurry. I don't care.
Uninterrupted.
What age do we not keep score? I never, ever remember playing a sport and not keeping score. From the time I started at the YMCA, when my fat legs could barely run up and down the court. I remember we always kept score. Okay, and I don't think this is kind of on my ice cream cone topic that I had a while back, but I couldn't stand going to watch my kids play, and there's no score being kept. All right, so I will see what you guys think. I don't know how much time I have. I don't have a clock
20 seconds.
anywhere.
20 seconds.
Well, that's good enough for me. Why
All right, there
don't we keep score?
There we go. All right, so.
Yep. Play to win the game.
You play to win the game.
Yes.
Well, I think ice cream does sound good. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
I couldn't tell. I think we all like
Hey,
ice cream.
you know, Van Halen had a ice cream song once.
Poor Van Halen.
Eddie Van Halen.
But I think that
passed
starts
away.
with the time of everybody gets a trophy. Everybody gets a trophy at such a young age that's the reason why we don't keep scores, because everybody's a winner.
Right.
Everybody's a winner. We have no
Can't
losers.
differentiate.
You know, we can't say that you're a loser.
That just makes
today.
people super
We got
competitive,
all
and
winners.
you know, as they
I
get
know.
older.
Can't track, can't differentiate. can't-
Sarcasm.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You play to win the game.
That is not sarcasm.
That's not.
I can remember my son Dylan one time. We go to a baseball tournament. We won one game.
Are you crying?
No, we win one game.
Still crying in baseball?
And we got a ribbon.
See, if you were my son,
or a
I'd
medal
love
or
you.
whatever it was. And Dylan's like, why did we get this, Dad? I'm like, it's a good question. Let's throw it away.
Let's throw it away. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was mad that he got it. He's like, we
love
got
it.
our butt
Yeah.
kicked. Why did I get this
It's
medal?
like the sportsmanship trophy
That's
that
it.
Michigan gives out. It's like you
Put on
shook
the
hands
board.
the most. It's like,
Yeah.
stop it. This is getting burned.
You shook
That's
hands.
the,
We get back.
21 Jump Street. That's a fifth place ribbon and all that.
You
you know?
high-fived the other team the best.
Yeah. It's like, listen, you got fourth place in the state Final Four. Yeah, you got the sportsmanship award. I think I went, I don't know how many years, and literally the fourth place team always won it. And I looked at my dad at one point. I go, why are they giving this out? He goes, that's for the losers. I'm like, all right.
That sounds like something I would tell my son. Yeah, that's for the losers.
That's for the losers.
Chris Miller,
Oh,
we're going to start with you. Your time starts now.
okay. Going back even to my commercial, I get up at the butt crack of dawn to go drive that shuttle. So I'm half out of it before I get
Bet the
my
parents would love
Pepsi
to
in.
hear that, but go ahead.
Before I get to drink my Pepsi every morning. And what's my routine? I want to go and get a fountain soda. So when I go into a gas station, and I've always done, I get a big old fountain Pepsi. And since Yetis are kind of a thing to do, and you get them at just a little bit of a discount, I'll just go fill that up because why waste the cup? And I go and I see that stupid-ass sign that says, guess what you can't do? Can't bring your cups in anymore because there's a chance that we want to keep our people safe. The hell we got to do that for? So what I do is I get a styrofoam cup, put the lid on, don't even get rid of a straw. The other day, somebody goes, you didn't get a straw. I don't need one.
Your time's up.
Because you know what? COVID. That's why. That's stupid.
Well, here's what I'm going to tell you.
Stupid.
Here's what I'm going to tell you.
Hey, Pepsi rep, what do you got?
Pepsi guy, tell us.
Yeah,
It happens with all
I'm in
times.
these places across the board all the time. And the problem is not all of them are the same. Some of them you have to push the button to get the soda out. Some of them you don't have to push the button. Some of them you have the actual, your cup. I don't know where your cup's been. So at that point, I don't
Hold
know.
on. But we're going to sit here and mess with the lids. And we
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yes.
you know
Yeah,
how
that's
much of a
the
germaphobe I am, and it's just like
Yeah, you go to Quick Trip, and they're all stuck
and
together.
all that, and you see,
And then, wait, I'm going to keep going. I don't give a shit.
This is the
Almost said
Isn't
it.
this your
Almost said
segment
it.
that you just made up?
This is
It is.
this is the health department's thought process behind.
So when
all
you
this.
go and you punch in your on the pad when you're paying by card and you're pushing those buttons,
Right.
and you couldn't push the button to get the Pepsi out, that's not it's a
That's
smart
useless.
virus. It'll jump on your finger here, but it won't right there.
That's what I'm trying to say. But that's what the problem with it is. That's why all these companies are so different, but they all want to be the same.
Uh-oh.
For that reason. For that
He's going
reason.
to write something down. Watch out. Here it comes.
All right, let you guys go ahead and rebuttal.
I'm not agreeing. I'm not disagreeing.
Speaking of, Speaking of stupid, we were at the ball game
just
last
wrote
night
stupid.
with Charles, and you know what Charles
What is
said?
that?
Oh, hey,
Listen,
oh,
So
what
you
I
got a
said-
Vaseline
Remember that
for us?
Arsenal?
No, listen.
Remember that,
He
Charles.
said they're talking about in Missouri going to that thing that Kentucky's doing for basketball. No jump balls.
No.
That's what he said. They're
Stop.
talking
Are you
about.
kidding me?
Hey, I don't have any tall guys. That's great. Petition
I said, why do that? Rock, paper, scissors. Let's do it
Best
that way.
two out of three.
Exactly.
Wait, you didn't say 1, 2, 3 shoot.
Exactly.
We're on shoot or on 3.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done.
Coin flip.
I hope that doesn't happen.
I hope
Riley
they don't
Blair,
have to,
you're next.
Hey, as long as they don't have to defer.
And
Twice. We kicked twice.
your time starts now.
All right, so I got a kind of a crazy topic that really struggles with me as a parent, but as a coach as well. And what's changed? Has the kids changed in our culture? Has the coaches changed the way they've coached? Or is it the
You've had
parenting style that's changed?
Well, one, you've had to change your coaching style.
Yeah, but my question is which one of those things changed? Is it the kids changed, the coaching style changed, or is it the way the parenting has changed to the kids to make things different?
Talking about school related?
In general, just as in general, as a coach, as a kid, as a parent,
Add CYA.
what's changed?
Add CYA on that.
And why has it changed? Is it because we are so soft, that we have live in a soft society, that we can't yell at people, we can't whip kids, we can't do these things to get something done out of the deal?
Wow.
But I mean, there was a time and a place when I was in school where, I got whipped one time. That was the only time I ever got whipped in school.
Your time's up.
So that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys think?
I think it's both.
Why do you agree with that?
Well,
Why do you think
because
both?
you know what, I'm going to send my kid to school, and they're going to teach him stuff. And when I don't like it, then I'm going to say something. I don't like the way you're talking to my kid, but you know what? I let them talk to me like that. It's okay.
My kid. I'm just making this up. My
Are you?
kids, yes,
Real from experience.
Yeah, no. My kid's not reading at grade level. It's
Raised
your,
by wolves.
Yeah, exactly right. They need to be up 7 grade levels of reading by the end of the year. Right? We're going to sue you. Yeah.
I can't say that's ever happened.
But
No.
I mean, but my question to you is:
Tongue-in-cheek.
parenting changed?
Yes.
And why? Why has it changed?
Because no one wants to whip their kids. Next question.
Well, I'm going to say that, and they don't want to raise their kids. They would rather go out and party. They would rather go out and here, there, and wherever. Be at the bars instead of being a dad or being a mom. They want to be their friends.
I want to give them
be a
time
parent.
out.
I mean,
Well,
if
a lot of them don't have parents at all.
That's
true.
the first part.
I mean,
Great.
Well, they have them. They're just not present.
Not in existence.
Well,
with
I
them.
mean, you got kids raising kids. I mean, you got
That's true.
Kids missing practice to go take care of kids at home or
Yep.
babysit or
Or
whatever.
go work.
I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
or to
Parents-
go work, or I know,
or to take care of the parents.
or to go home. As
I've had that.
Yeah,
I
me
got
too.
'em.
That sucks.
As soon as practice is over, they're sprinting out the door with their McDonald's uniform on. I haven't even showered. Think about that next time you go to McDonald's, and are running to McDonald's and getting
Which one was
ready
that?
to work.
Yeah.
I'm
Won't
just
name
saying. I mean, it's a totally different story.
I agree.
and
Now-
it's very disheartening to me because when I was growing up, I mean, you got whipped one time. That's all it took. I mean, now you can't even do that.
It didn't take.
But I mean, but you got to think
Jarvis,
about
it took 3 or 4.
it. You
got
got to think about it. If you
I
ask,
never got paddled.
If you ask an administrator that was administrating back when swatting and paddling or whatever it called
Still
was,
legal.
You can't even.
It is.
Yeah,
Still
but you
legal.
can't even. I mean, you get caught smacking your kid in public, someone might turn you in.
You know what? Call DFS.
and you may get them taken away from
I'm
you.
a state mandated reporter.
You may get it taken away from
Yeah,
you.
that's okay.
But here's the point. I don't know why that's changed. Why has it
No,
changed?
because you got all these people who think that yeah, that's child
I can tell you
abuse.
right now, I could not coach like I did my first 5 or 7 years of coaching.
I know.
I agree.
I
100%.
know.
I'm not even close. I mean, people think I'm bad now. No, I yelled a heck of a lot more back
know.
then, and I was a lot more vocal towards kids and more correcting them. And now it's more you have to go, and you got to find there's still those kids that you can still yell at, like I got yelled at. But most of them, I mean, now I've changed how I coach. I come up to them.
But
You
and talk
can't
to
get
them.
in their face.
but
you
I will
can't
say
yell
this,
at them
though.
and scream and holler at them.
But I will say this though,
I'm just gonna
in
sit
the
quiet over
15, 16 years though, think about how much has changed in the kid's life of things to do. Oh, you're going to yell at me? That's fine. I'm going to go home and play on my PlayStation. They couldn't do
Fortnite.
that. They couldn't do that 15, 16 years ago.
Agreed.
So life is easier for them.
Yes.
Their life is easier for them.
They have this. I mean,
Yeah.
Bro, I got to get my stab.
Well, and then
stab
this
streaks in.
is also everywhere they go. So you, as a coach, are yelling at them. They've got this all on recording.
That's okay.
You know, they're recording everything you do.
That's
okay.
okay.
I mean, as a coach, you just can't do anything because somebody's always watching.
I'm glad you're
Somebody's
helping
always
people
convinced.
want to become coaches for all of our young viewers.
Well, I mean, I hate to say it, but it's the truth.
I know.
It's the truth.
You're
That's why
right.
we can't.
You are.
That's why we can't find coaches. You go ask all these schools. They can't find coaches that are teachers because they don't want.
Would you want to start now?
But here's the thing.
No.
Why would any coach?
No.
Why would any young teacher want to be a coach that's gets paid, let's say $3,000 to coach, may lose their job that's $40,000 over a $3,000 coaching job because they
Good
did
thing you're
set
tenured.
something. I mean, but you saying something completely wrong. You say something completely wrong to a kid.
They can
that,
still get rid of you if they want to.
that-
Right, but
it just takes a little more paperwork.
But that's my biggest thing is, I mean, that's why we're struggling to find coaches that want to coach
What are you
kids.
talking about? I'm hiring my third freshman basketball coach in 3 years.
I mean, but it's a point. That's
A
exactly the point.
few years ago, you could have had a different one too.
Do you have a?
I hire the coaching in.
It's funny though.
I hire the coaching in. I don't
It's
hire
funny.
the teaching in.
Did you hire that person yet? Would you like to make that?
Yeah,
make
has
that
not-
available?
has not
to
been
everybody?
approved.
Oh
Yeah,
no, I have not.
Darn it.
We are interviewing.
No
the person.
breaking news.
No breaking
We're
news.
interviewing the person tomorrow for
Darn
my
it.
freshman job. So
All right.
Zach McVeigh.
Yeah.
All right, your time starts.
No. Well, you said okay. So you said we can talk about whatever we want. I've been
60 seconds.
All right, great. I want to give a shout out to, as a tax-paying member of the Festus School District, I want to give a shout out to everybody over there, from Dr. Link all the way down. As a parent, I appreciate the transparency and the wonderful job that all of the adults are doing in all of the buildings on the Festus campus. I want to give a shout out to all of the kids, all of the teachers, all of the administrators, all of the custodians, the cooks, the bus drivers. They have done a phenomenal job with this COVID, and they've done an excellent job of the transparency of communicating with us as parents in the community about, a kid here, a kid there, this or that. And they're doing such a fabulous job that I think it's been 4, 5, 6 days in a row that we get this update, and they said, hey, no new COVID cases. And not only on top of that, people are being released back into the school setting. So they've done a fantastic job, and that starts from the top, from Dr. Link, the rest of everyone at the administration office, all the way down. So kudos to you guys, and it's not a slight to any other school in any other district, but I'm just saying, as a parent, you are appreciated. You are appreciated, and Festus, you guys are doing an awesome job. Keep it up.
Look at my alma mater go! Yeah.
Yeah.
I
great
think
stuff.
I think we've done a good job too. But I mean, I think a lot of the schools have done a fabulous job with all that's on our plate.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I could not
I'm
be.
lucky.
Could you imagine?
I'm
being
lucky
any of
as a
them?
teacher. I'm lucky as
Yes.
a teacher because I don't have to do the virtual stuff. But I know down at North County, and I know teachers at other, like, we're talking, 15, 20 plus year veterans, and they go home and they just talk about how they're just so overwhelmed, and they got to cry, or they got to get the bottle, or do whatever they got to do to.
Zima.
Yeah, exactly right. Just they're so overwhelmed.
Did he just say the bottle?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're
whatever-
so
hey, whatever you have
overwhelmed.
to do.
I mean, I'm
Just
talking to
check it.
colleagues of mine, that are coaches, that are also teachers, and they're telling me, they're going home and they're having 85 to 90 emails of unopened emails. He said, I can't even check my email.
No, that's awful.
He said, I'm missing emails. See, I had to unsubscribe to anything that wasn't school-related, kids-related homework coming in because
Well-
I see because my inbox is overwhelmed every day, 80 to 90 plus.
Well, and I couldn't imagine being above me, and I'm having struggles as a teacher, but I couldn't imagine being a new administrator.
Oh, yeah.
Could you imagine being a new teacher?
A
new
first year
yes.
teacher? Could
No.
you imagine?
No.
No, they're probably they're probably just sitting there going,
like, I need to
I
evaluate.
could have worked at a bank.
Exactly. I need to evaluate my life
Where's
decisions.
is McDonald's?
It's a
hiring?
lot, and he's talking about emails, and
I mean, you
the
were
number
on.
on mine right now says 53, and that's since school was out. And so from the time I coach football practice and come here,
wow,
my emails say 53.
Why don't you just set a vacation setting on your email?
Well, I mean,
it automatically replies to you.
And not all.
I appreciate you emailing.
I'll be back.
And
next
not all
week.
of those are like an actual person emailing me, but like if they turn assignment in on Google Classroom, it emails me.
You
If
can turn those off.
they turn them in late, well, yeah, but if I don't, then I won't go back and grade it.
Right.
I have to have it on there, or I'll forget. I mean, I got 40% over. We're at about, I think, 40% virtual. Maybe I don't know what it is, but I'm not sure on the numbers exactly, and I don't want to spout off numbers about our school district without knowing. But I know I have quite a bit of virtual students, and I'm also teaching 6 classes at school. So it's tough. I've found a way to manage it a little bit now, and
with a bottle.
No, that was not what I was getting at.
Other people in your house with a bottle.
Time management, and
Lordy.
you know, you just got to do what you got to do to get done.
I tried to get through this whole the views of this show are not necessarily.
Oh, no. I thought you would say that from the get-go. We should probably put that
and
as
the
a
views
disclaimer.
of. Hey, I want a little one too. The views of Chris Miller are not all the views of all the coaches, because there's,
Wipe your nose.
Well,
Stop.
what do you mean wipe my nose? I'm talking about as 2 public educators sitting here. We probably can't be as wide-lipped as you are.
Is that a such thing as wide-lipped?
I got a big mouth.
Yeah.
No.
Man.
No. I mean,
That hurts my one feeling.
I was going to say, that's why I know I can say these things, because you have no feelings.
Wow.
So,
like the Grinch over
I mean, that was shown as you were pressing up 30-something.
Oh. Was he saying,
Should have
get
made it
better,
40.
get better?
Yep,
the
I was
whole
looking down the other end going, what are you going to do?
Get better, dude. Come on. Get better. Get better.
You should have been like, run that play again.
Time out. Just throw the ball to him.
I would love to see, though. I would love to be at a ball game where it gets out of hand and that the losing team just hands the winning team the ball. Here you go. If you want to score. I'd like to. You said you've done that. I would like to see that. That would be neat.
It would be neat.
Well, there might be a couple times. We'll put it on some video for you.
Oh, we got to.
No, I mean, like,
That's a good commercial video.
It'll be me throwing it into Chris and let Chris score.
I missed the layup.
Hey, just like last year. Hey, here you go. Go ahead.
We'll have him taking a charge from.
Oh, you're only up. Oh, you're up 55. Here you go. 57. Hey, let's keep going.
Me and you'll pass the ball each other, and he'll go take a charge, and we'll call it a block.
And then we'll have a big old tub of. Never mind. He'll have plenty of it on the sideline.
Miller's not saying anything.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm just going to let it go.
He's going to let it go.
Let it go. Don't worry, you guys. I don't get mad anymore.
I get even. Well, I mean, what worse can you do? I mean, take my players away.
Anybody got any cards? I hear that's a good thing.
Oh, goody.
Like playing cards.
I care for my education and my kids.
That's good. I care about ACT scores.
Wow.
Well, we're going to move on for the end of the show.
I know when my kid gets his bright flight when he takes no pressure, Dylan.
He's like, gotta show him up.
Please.
Carry the flag.
Please, if you want to go to college, get one. Because I'm a teacher.
Lordy.
I'm going to have to add some shifts at Emos.
Order up.
Order up, peeps.
Order up, peeps.
Order up, peeps. Order up, peeps.
You're going to say it right.
There you go.
That's right.
Hey,
or they could buy some Monet from my wife because she's selling it. Hey, and it has worked. Look at my hair. It is thicker. Oh, my gosh.
Blair,
which one?
Blair, try this stuff.
Which one?
Blair, you need to have Sam buy some Monet from Tara Lynn to help fix that.
I'm going to take my hat off. Well,
He's
everybody
gonna
can
leave
see
that
this, what it looks like
to
now.
fix that.
Dude,
Wow.
there's
And then
a
I'm going to
glow
buy
up
some
here.
Monet from your wife, and
Yep.
then we'll see what this looks like in a couple weeks.
That's what I'm saying. You buy some. The Widow's Peak, as I was told, is what this is called.
Widow's
Hey, we wanted to go off the rails.
We only went off the rails the last 2 minutes here. So
We always go off the rails at the end.
Yep.
You know, hey, next week we're going to talk about dealing with the media and social
Yes,
media.
We missed on that, so we'll definitely.
Yeah,
push
we're
that.
gonna be talking about that. That should be fun.
Hey, don't we have
We should bring
new,
Whitener on.
What?
a new Twitter? Don't we have a new?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
we do. Yes, we do.
We have a new
Put it on
Twitter.
Yeah.
Coach's Box does.
Duh, Coach's Box.
Duh. Duh.
Because, you know, the Coach's Box, some jerkhole already had it. And then they had
Jerkhole.
Coach's Box. It's
Duh.
like, yeah, so it went with the
Duh.
Coach's Box.
Duh.
So we'll start promoting that a little bit.
Yeah.
Start tweeting.
It's on our official
Tweeting.
Facebook page. You should
Like
jump
and
in
share
there.
that.
Yeah.
Like and
We're-
share
Do you have a Twitter?
I don't know.
I don't
Oh,
have
I
social
got
media.
Twitter.
You're at
Listen,
the-
only like 2 years ago he got away from the flip phone.
phone. Exactly. I love
Oh,
the
you're
flip
at
phone.
Jefferson. Hey, you're at Jefferson, and they tweet. So
I-
you're
yeah.
gonna have to
So,
learn.
hey, with Twitter, we can do polls. We can do all kinds of fun stuff that we could bring to the show. So hopefully you
All
guys
right.
follow, and we can use that and so on and so forth. But this has been like a 2-hour show.
We're right at 2 hours. Right on.
Hey.
Right on
Gosh.
2 hours.
I blame Jim Powers.
All I could say is, would you rather listen to us or watch that debate?
Yeah, the
Well, I
debate's
guarantee
on.
Listen,
you they're watching us tonight.
You
I would not
improved your
wanna watch it.
IQ by -2 by watching our show instead of watching the debate.
We've made a lot of people feel better about themselves.
I'm sure we did.
Lordy, lordy, lordy.
Just when you think
And
it
hey,
could go any worse.
guess what? McVay still hadn't won anything.
There it is. There it
streak
I can
is.
take it.
continues.
The streak
Goodness.
That's called a losing
You guys,
streak.
you guys, ragging me 13.
You guys rag on me as many weeks as I've been on the show.
Yeah, 13 to 14 more times. I'm
Hey,
out of here.
We better all fall down next week so he can win.
Oh, take a dive. Wait, I'm not telling anybody to take a dive.
Lordy.
We're all on assignment next week. It's the only one here.
Everybody's on
Come on,
side.
here he gets to raise
McVay.
the cup.
McVay wins by default. All right.
McVay wins.
Yep, right.
Well,
Interim.
Joel comes over and because all the
Soccer,
questions are in
soccer.
Spanish.
They're all in
All right.
Spanish.
All right, guys. Well, before we take out of here, we'll let you know tomorrow night. You'll see on the very, very
Main
end
Street
of
Sports?
this.
Nope.
No, there's no Main Street Sports.
Oh.
Girls softball, our final game of the season. It's the McVay game. It's the Montgomery game.
The Montgomery game. McVay,
The Montgomery game.
Montgomery.
The Montgomery game. Festus will be over at Windsor. There on the 8th. That'll be a 4:30 start, and then Friday Night Blitz. We'll have that in its entirety on both of our channels here, live stream STL and South. Hillsboro takes on DeSoto. Should be a pretty good match. You hope.
Next week,
And,
next week we have Main Street Sports.
We'll
Man,
have to
you're-
see. We'll have
just
to
asking
see.
questions.
So you got Hillsboro and DeSoto
Shots
and
fired.
Hills?
Hillsboro and
Shots
DeSoto.
fired.
That's it.
Hey, listen, I'm going to drop a lot of shade.
one game
okay?
this
Only one game
A
next
lot
week.
of shit.
Only one game next week. So that's how that's how it goes. Yeah, only one game because my producer's going in to have his wisdom teeth pulled on Thursday, and he doesn't have any idea what kind of shape he's going to be in.
Yeah, I remember my first beer.
Yeah, I get it.
get
Again, the
Wisdom
views
teeth
of
are
this show
no
are not
joke.
the views of live stream SCL. So we're going to leave it at that.
Or the rest of the coaches.
6:30 or 6:45 will be our start. For Ray Halberg and all of us here at Livestream SCL, we're going to say so long. Have a great night. We'll see you later. See you next week on the Coach's Box.